tell me.
Who?
The first baseman.
Who?
The guy playing first.
Who is on first?
Why do you keep asking me?
I'm not asking you, I'm telling you.
I'm asking you who's on first.
That's right.
Go ahead and tell me.
Who?
The guy on first.
Who?
The first baseman.
That's the man's name.
Now look, when you pay off the first baseman every month, who gets the money?
Every dollar of it. And why not? After all, the man's entitled to it.
Who's entitled to it?
And now, live from the city, that's the pride of the San Gabriel Valley, it's Quintessential Covina, with your hosts, Marty Getz and David Cluckerman. Covina Newstand with Margaret Wolf. Jeff Snow with our special guest reporter, Nightrider. Filling in for the missing Jeffrey Plummer. Tonight's special guest, John Lentz, chief of the Covina Police Department. And now here's Dave, but where's Marty?
That's a very good question, Rob. Actually, of course, looking to my right, this is, of course, not Marty Getz. There's no beard on this man, so of course we know that it's not Marty Getz. This is John Lentz, the chief of the Covina Police Department, here to keep us in line tonight. How are you feeling tonight, Rob? What's up?
Fantastic. How about you?
I'm feeling good. I'm okay. Doing okay. Marty, of course, is rushing back right now, probably dodging some of John's friends on the highway, trying to get back from a wedding in Visalia that he was at today. But he's rushing back to be with us here tonight. But this gives us a chance to get right into our show with our very, very special guest and a good friend of mine, John Lentz from the Covina Police Department, the chief. How are you, John?
I'm great, David. Great.
Well, welcome to Quintessential Covina.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Good. It's a pleasure to have you. So. Now, right now, I'd like to open up the phone lines. Can we take a few calls from some of our great customers out there?
I'm ready.
Our big fans and Quintessential Coviniites. Should we? QCites. Maybe Rob Van Reel can give us that number real quick.
There's a call here at Quintessential Covina. The number is 967-7353. 967-7353. Call us right now.
Oh, he's good, isn't he? Isn't he good?
Very good.
Very good. Very good.
Thank you.
Now, John had asked me a little while ago, have you ever had any voice lessons, Rob?
Yeah, I used to take singing lessons, voice lessons, when I was in high school. And
then ever since the motorcycle accident, you've really talked like that.
Yes.
Great. No, you've been doing okay ever since then?
Ever since that presidential campaign, I just haven't been the same.
Okay. Boy, well, you know what, John?
What, Dave?
We have a caller.
You're kidding me. How do you know?
I just have a feel. I get this presence. That's why I do this show.
Great.
Is there a caller there?
Hello?
Hi, who's this?
Oh, is this where I call for the fight?
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
How you doing, Dave? This is Ron.
What do you say, Ron? What's going on?
Hey, nothing much. Just sitting here and waiting to talk to the chief here.
Uh-oh. Fire away. Just kidding. That's just a little play on words there. The Chief Lentz would be happy to answer any of your questions right now. Feel free.
Great. The question I had for you is, how does Covina stand in the drug problem we have?
Well, you want to clarify that a little bit? What do you mean, how do we stand?
Do we have is that a real big problem in the city of Covina?
Well, drugs are a big problem in all of Southern California as well as all of our nation. We're no worse or frankly no better off than any community of our size. We're a primarily bedroom community of about 43,000 people, but we have yet to really have any major seizures excuse me, of money. We had one a couple of weeks ago of about $500,000, but that's really anymore. That's nothing compared to what some of the other local cities have had.
Did you find my wallet? Is it? You found? Oh,
no,
I'm looking everywhere for it.
That wasn't quite it. Oh. But as far as our drug problem goes, we're intensely concerned with the problem that we have in our nation. And in Covina, we have 3 people who are assigned strictly to drug enforcement, and then we have 4 people who are assigned to drug education programs. So we're we're hoping that we get a jump on the problem and that we stay right on top of it.
Now, the other question I had was, like, when I graduated from Charter Oak in '79, I think the major back then was, you know, smoking marijuana at the most. Now, what's the how is it in the high schools these days? Is it, you know, getting worse, or?
Well, I don't think it's really getting any worse. Back when I first started in the department, back in 1965, we had a lot of calls to our high schools for drug problems. We had a lot of marijuana smoking. We had young people taking Reds and a variety of other narcotics. Actually, that slowed down somewhat in our schools. We don't seem to find the young people being involved in using the substance while on the school campus, or at least it's not being reported like it used to be. We used to get several calls on marijuana. But anymore, what we're getting more on our calls to school are more of possession types of situations where somehow the school administration comes up with someone in possession of narcotics. We don't find that many of our young people under the influence at high school anymore.
Is this probably to deal? Are we finding lockers full of an assortment of supply or something like that?
No, not large quantities. No, it's more personal use kind of supplies.
Okay.
Well, you guys are doing a real great job, and keep up the good work. I'm sure you guys don't get enough credit, and you know, our hats are off to you guys.
Thank you very much.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thanks, Ron. You're right, the Covina Police Department does not get enough credit, so I'm going to loan John my American Express Gold card so that he has
That's fine. I've heard it's at its limit of $3 already.
Ooh, yes. How did you know? You have to pay it off every month, though. That's one nice thing about it. So I want to ask you a little bit about structurally the police department. You had said that we have three people, I'm sorry, that are assigned purely to drug enforcement, right?
That's correct.
Now, are those detectives?
Yes.
At the detective level. And then 4 other that do what? The 4 other officers?
The 4 other officers, and 2 of those are civilian crime prevention officers, and then 2 are sworn field officers. And those 4 are out in our schools, our elementary schools, putting on our DARE program.
Okay.
And that's our drug abuse resistance education program.
Okay. Now, what else does their job entail as far as proactive means against drug? Is education? Is that the key?
Well, we believe that the long-term key is education. We believe that right now we've got to keep a strong amount of pressure on those people who are dealing and who are moving the narcotics. And that's why we have the 3 people assigned to the narcotics enforcement. But we believe for the long term is we've got to educate our youth of the dangers of substance abuse, and hopefully by educating them, what we will do in the long term is cut down the demand for narcotics. And hopefully our young people will not become involved in that, and the demand will diminish, and therefore the suppliers will necessarily move, or they will just no longer become involved. We've committed in our department at least 10 years to this program because we believe that it's going to be a long term. Now, DARE started back in 1983 in Los Angeles. Los Angeles Police Department, Los Angeles Unified School District started this in 1983. It's really too soon to really know the impact of the program. But from just what we've seen in our schools with DARE and the way the kids are learning what we're trying to teach, and we don't teach like we used to back when I started out. There were a lot of the talk of the dangers. You know, if you take dope, it's going to kill you, or it's going to make you strange.
Reefer madness kind of.
Yeah, those kinds of things. Really scare tactics. And what we're after now more is education. We're trying to get our young people.
I think right now we're looking at a little bit of some of the DARE stuff that goes on. I'm sorry.
Oh yes, at graduation. What we're trying to do is get our young people understanding the dangers of narcotics and the ways to say no, the ways to avoid that, finding support groups. And what we find by having uniformed officers out of the school is that we're developing a very good relationship with our young people, where they are getting a friend, having a friend with a uniformed police officer. When I first started with the police department, the relationships with the young people and police officers was somewhat strained. And it was a very different atmosphere when you'd go on a high school campus. What we're finding now is that these young people are developing these relationships with these officers, and in the long term we hope to have a real friend where these people can call on the officers at any time. A lot of personal contact, We just did one down at Branca School last Wednesday, I believe, and just a lot of hugs and a lot of emotion and a lot of caring from both sides in our DARE program. So we're very pleased with that.
Yeah. Now I've worked in the past with Patty Anderson and Glenn Meyer, who are pictured here. There's Patty there, and that lady, I'm not sure who it is, but there's Glenn right there. And they told me that there's kind of an interesting perspective with some of the very young kids today, because DARE is being taught at the elementary school level.
Yes.
And it was almost, it's kind of startling realism when you realize that a lot of the kids today at that level, their parents are using drugs, and that can be their biggest influence for what drugs are and what they're all about. And it's strange that an outside source, the police department or somebody has to, or a school comes in and says, what your parents are doing, you know, I mean, they're adults, they can make their own decisions, but we're really trying to not get you, trying to keep you from doing this. And that's something I don't think we ever really expected, or I mean, maybe we expected it, but years ago you'd never thought of that, where the parents could possibly be the bad influence on the kids as far as drugs go.
No, you never really thought that the role model, the parent, would be the ones who would be in fact showing the kids the way to go as far as narcotics go. And we find that in our DARE program, that our young people are coming to the DARE officers and confiding in them about problems that they have in their home. And they're very open about it, because our young people today are really very aware of narcotics. Yeah. And they're very aware of the different effects of narcotics on the body. And so we're finding that what we're telling them is something that fits right in with what they're seeing, and they understand. And I'm really very pleased with our youth today, and that they're very aware. They're very on top of what's going on.
Well, I think, you know, on the same line as that, you need this kind of education, because if it was a scare tactics, they're too aware, and they realize that, hey, you know, this isn't going to kill me. This now you can't BS them, so to speak. They're going to see through it.
That's correct.
It's important to stress the positive instead of the, you know, scare tactics.
And one of the things we do in DARE is they go down through a kind of a checklist, and they say, okay, what if I use narcotics? You know, what are the good things that are going to happen to me? And the kids will say, oh, well, you know, I'll feel high, I'll feel relaxed, and then they say, well, what are the bad things that will happen to you? And then they start going through all of these bad things, and they show graphically to the kids, and the kids themselves are responding. I mean, they're saying, this is what I think will happen if I use narcotics, the good things and the bad things. And the bad things obviously always overshadow the number of good things that will happen. And the kids see this, and it shows them very graphically that we're not trying to say bad, bad, bad. We're saying that, you know, if you use narcotics, you may feel real relaxed, you may forget about your problems, and you may escape reality for a while. And on one hand, that may be good. Things may be so bad, you say, well, gee, I really need to escape. But there's so many bad things, because reality is always there, and it's always going to come back. And if you escape for a short period of time, it's always there. And so the kids see this, and they see that we're not trying to say that there's all just downers, downers, downers. But the reality is that you'll have some things that, well, momentarily you may escape. It's all going to come back to you. And in the long term, narcotics and substance abuse is really going to be your downfall.
Well, I think through time, even on what we consider real popular, wholesome TV shows, it's such a common thing when Dad comes home from work is to pour himself a drink, you know, to kind of unwind from the day. And, you know, I mean, alcohol's a drug too, and you know, I think we got to get that in there. And it helps you unwind and forget about your problems, but when you're off the high, your problems still exist.
Exactly.
And you got to be responsible about it and find other ways to solve your problems, I think.
I think you brought up an important point, and that's that in substance abuse, we're not talking just about cocaine or marijuana or heroin. We're talking about alcohol as well, because alcohol, you know, we have over 25,000 people a year in our nation killed from alcohol abuse. And so what we look at in DARE, when we say drug abuse resistance, we're talking about all kinds of drugs, and alcohol is included.
Yeah, I think we have a caller. Hi, who's there?
Hi, this is Pete.
Hi, Pete. How you doing?
Hey, where's Marty?
He's on his way back from a wedding. He should be here any time.
The wedding. Well,
yeah,
you know, a message about drinking
somebody
and
took
driving.
the plunge. He's up in Visalia, actually, which is like by Fresno. He called us at 7:30. He said, I'm on my way.
Oh. Well, hey, how you doing, Chief?
Fine. How are you?
Oh, I'm pretty good. Not what I expected, but I'm glad you're here.
Good.
What were you expecting there, Pete?
Well, I don't know. I thought maybe you'd wear his uniform or something, you know.
Chief Lentz is our styling kind of guy. He's,
yeah, I like the set this week. It looks pretty nice.
Yeah, he's, you know, maybe I should wear a suit. I wear a suit on Meet the Manager, but usually on Quintessential Covina, I usually don't wear a suit. But, you know, John, you know, he's got to try to show me up, you know.
Hey,
and he does.
It wasn't hard.
Chamber mixers, it's not too hard.
Hey, wasn't that great on Flag Day what the Lions did for the city with the flags?
Well, on Flag Day, see, the Lions go out, the breakfast Lions go out every about 11 or 12 holidays a year, and they put out flags. But this year, on Flag Day, what you saw with those smaller flags, that was done by the Rotary Club.
Oh, Rotary. I thought it was Lions. Oh, I'm sorry.
Lions put out the ones along the curbs in the business district, but that was the Covina Rotary Club that put out the smaller flags.
Well, hey, you know, when I woke up and I saw that, I said, hey, this is great. And, you know, and I went around the other cities, and I think we were the only city that had that.
I think we are. You know, we're a unique community, and I think I believe Glendora does put out flags on several holidays, but I think Covina's got the largest program.
You know, I was listening to when you were talking about the education and stuff like that. Instead of using the scare tactics, I remember when I was going through school that they had a lot of that scare tactics and that sort of thing. But you were talking about also with the alcohol. Well, you know, I'm in a recovery program for alcohol and narcotics for chemicals dependency myself.
Well, good.
And this is what we kind of use Channel 33 at times to you know, pass the word, don't drink and drive. And this is the holiday season again. Don't forget we got 4th of July.
Yeah.
And I like to have some feedback on maybe on the kids that are out there today about maybe some of the maybe regulations of using fireworks in the city. You know, because a lot of times, you know, they go across over to West Covina and they go over in Azusa, you know, and come back. So I'd like to hear, you know, something about that. And then also you were saying about how the alcohol is part of a problem, which it is. You know, like you were saying that, like a lot of times, in my personal, what happened was, of course, was trying to, you know, hide and sorrows and stuff like that. And what happens is it takes control.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I'm trying to tell that, you know, well, really, I'll just share my experience. Is that, you know, young people, even though you're talking about having a policeman as a friend, that's good, because, you know, we're getting away from that in a lot of ways. And I always tell my children, you know, when you ever get lost or something, don't forget there's always that policeman there.
Good.
You know, and there's always 911,
mm-hmm.
that sort of thing. But I think from all the cities that I'm really from the Inland Empire, and I think Covina has a very good police department.
Thank you very much.
Now, I'm not just saying that to maybe to pat you on the back or that sort of thing, but I'm just saying from my experience.
Oh, come on, Pete.
You know,
come
really,
on, Pete. You got some parking tickets you're trying to clear up here? What is this?
Hey, well, see, there you go. There you go. See, that was my next thing. Hey, Chief, I got this one over here. By what was it, Buc-ee's or whatever it was? Overnight, you know? Hey, no, seriously, no. But I was kind of looking forward to come up, you know, because you guys are very courteous. You're quick to respond, and I always, once in a while at the bus stop, to be a patrolman there, and that's kind of a secure feeling, you know, and the kids go up there and say hi, and they always take time to say hi to the kids, and I think that's great.
That's great.
And how long have you been in law enforcement, Chief?
23 years.
23 years, and I guess you had to go to college. And
yes, I started with Covina, and we went at that time to Los Angeles Police Academy back in 1965. We now train our people at the Sheriff's Department.
Hey, who was the first police chief in Covina, anyhow?
You had to ask that, didn't you?
Well, you know, it's part of, you know, the city. You know.
I really don't recall who it was. It was a marshal, and I'll be darned if I can remember what his name was.
Okay. Well, anyhow, just want to remind everybody that don't drink and drive, and to stay away from those narcotics, even over the counter, because a lot of times we can get addicted to even aspirin and that sort of thing. I know right now school's out, and the motorists out there, you know, the kids out there walking around even right now, so they just kind of watch out for them, you know, that sort of thing.
Good.
I hope we have a good, safe 4th of July. Well, I don't want to hear any fires, you know, or anything like that. But
all right. Well, Pete, let me address your questions. First of all, on fireworks, in Covina we allow no fireworks.
Right.
We don't allow Safe and Sane. We don't allow any of those types of fireworks. They're strictly prohibited in Covina. And we take a very strong enforcement posture on fireworks because we believe that they're a great cause of many fires. Many roof fires are started by fireworks.
And also injuries and burns.
Pardon me, Pete, I didn't hear.
Also the injuries and burns.
Sure.
You know, that sort of
Sure.
thing.
A lot of people get injured with fireworks.
A lot of times I know parents at this time when they have people that come over and they go, hey, go ahead, Junior, go ahead and light it up and that sort of thing. But I think as parents we got to take a little bit more responsibility too.
That's true.
You know.
And you can really have some devastating damage in your life by the use of those fireworks. And so they're strictly prohibited. We take a strong enforcement posture against those.
Just actually this afternoon we shot a public service announcement with Carl Johnson from the San Gabriel Valley Fire Authority, and we're going to be showing that throughout tonight and Wednesday night as well when we're cable casting. But it talks about the whole what's allowed, not allowed, which basically in Covina, I mean, there's public displays at different areas, right?
In Covina, I think the only public display we're going to have is going to be up at that grand opening up at the Home Depot Sears.
Yeah. Well, I know Mount Sac has theirs over there.
Yes.
Here's
college.
Here's a number right here. You can find out where anywhere around the San Gabriel Valley, I'm sure, where there might be a public fireworks display going on.
Okay, well, Chief, keep up the good work and let those patrol guys out there know that we stand behind them. We're willing to give them a hand anytime. And Dave, I guess keep the good work on the show there, and I'll probably see Marty probably next week or something.
Yeah, well, he'll be here running in anytime, Pete.
Oh, okay, well, maybe I'll give him a call when he comes in or that.
Okay. Well, thanks again. Nice talking to you as usual.
Okay, be cool.
Okay, Pete. Bye-bye. Pete Chavez, he calls in a lot. He's a big proponent of the DARE and the Just Say No program. I think he's going to be on the show, if not next week, in one of the coming weeks, to talk about what he's done in his efforts. Big help.
Good.
Okay, I want to get back a little bit. We've been talking about some of the drug abuse education and stuff. Let's talk about the department in whole. What does it consist of as far as personnel, sworn officers, this and that?
All right. The department has 88 total personnel. That's sworn and non-sworn. We have 53 sworn. And the sworn are obviously the police officer from administration to the detective bureau, supervisors, patrolmen, and so forth. The remainder non-sworn are like our animal control officers, parking control officers.
You bring that one up. Carol Coca, is she watching tonight?
We have a very effective parking control program.
That's what I hear.
Our dispatchers, we have our own jail. And so our jailers are non-sworn personnel, and then our secretarial help and so forth. So that's the makeup of our department. It's divided primarily into two sections: administrative services, which are your support services, and then patrol, or operations, which is the front line of the department. And frankly, most of the department exists to support what patrol officers do. The most important function that we perform out there is that patrol function. They're the most important people out there because they have, number one, the most daily contacts with the public. Mm-hmm. They have the opportunity to make the most negative contacts because of first of all, the number. They're always in an enforcement level. Generally, if you get stopped by a police officer, you're expecting to get a citation, and that's usually a very negative type situation. Obviously, an arrest situation very often is a very negative situation. So that most important line out there is that front line, the patrol officer. Everything else pretty much in the department exists to support what they're doing. Records people exist to support and get those reports through that the patrolmen take. The detective bureau is there to do the follow-up investigations that the patrol officers are unable to do because of time constraints. The jail is there obviously to take the arrestees. Communications are there to accept the phone calls and then dispatch the patrol officers. So our main function out there is our patrol force, and in that patrol force we have a variety of assignments. We have our canine assignments, and I don't know if you have any film of the safety fair, but we do canine demonstrations. They're a very popular program. We have 3 canines, and that's a very popular program in the community. It's also a very popular program in the department because of the safety issue. We've never had a uniformed officer injured when we've had a canine on the scene, because that presence of that dog is a great deterrent to someone who is thinking of resisting.
In my younger days, when I used to deliver flowers for a living, I got bit by a dog, and that's no fun. And that's the term. Actually, Cliff last week opened up Quintessential Covina.
Oh, great!
It was kind of neat.
That was good. Did he have the mic and he did the whole
We
thing?
interviewed him.
Oh, that's great.
It was kind of cute. Just subtitled.
It was all in German.
Yeah. Oh.
Good. Anyway, another aspect of our
Deutsch,
patrol force is our motor detail, and that we have 3 officers assigned to the motor detail, and that's primarily traffic safety, and they're deployed throughout the city during the day to target high accident locations and to provide a very visible deterrent to someone who might be interested in speeding or going a little bit too fast, or maybe cutting a red light a little bit too short.
Okay, California stop, maybe?
Or a California stop.
Yes. I thought that was legal. Why do they call it a California stop? It should be legal.
I'm from New York, so I would.
That's right.
California stop.
So now a little bit about you personally. You grew up in upstate New York.
Yes, I did. Elmira, New York.
Elmira, New York. We had Elvira on set one time.
Close.
But
close.
Elmira, this is a little different.
Yes.
And then you joined the service.
Yes.
Was that right after high school?
No, for about a year after high school, I worked in doing a very. I pumped gas for about a year.
I was a petroleum transfer technician at one time myself.
Good term. I see you had some of the tools of our trade here.
Yes,
that was very.
We wanted to make you feel at home, John. So
I appreciate that.
To hold that.
It's
for the
a
rest
little
of the
bit
show.
more modern.
Yeah.
But anyway, I did that for about a year, and then after that, I did go into services in the Navy and stationed down in Norfolk, Virginia.
What did you do in the Navy?
I was a machinist mate. Worked down in the engine room. And stationed. Out of Norfolk. We were involved in the blockade of Cuba back in 1961, 62 area.
The old Bay of Pigs.
We did some med cruises and a few other things. So after I got out of the service, I came back to Elmira, and a friend of mine was home on leave from Vandenberg Air Force Base, and he invited me to come back with him, stay with some relatives of his in San Gabriel. Which I did. We bought a car and drove back, and been here ever since.
So, and then you answered an ad in the paper and,
Yes.
and applied to the Covina Police Department.
Exactly.
And at which point did you start to pursue additional education?
Well, when I first started with Covina, our then chief, Fred Ferguson, was very adamant about the need for education for police officers. And he was a very progressive chief, and he instituted many programs in our department, one which was the Education Incentive Program, which was to give police officers the incentive to go back to school. And so I started in April of 1965 with the department, graduated from the academy in July, and then I started my college education in September of 1965. Working, being young and single and working, it was very difficult to get a high level of interest in education other than for the support from the department. So it took me several years to get my AA and a few more years to get my BA, and finally got my master's in, I think, 1981 or 82. So
oh, really?
It took me a few years, yeah.
So 1965 to 1981 college education. I don't feel so bad, because that's kind of the same track I'm following now.
Good, that's good.
Is,
See, it's good for you to do it that way, because you learn about life as well, and you're just not, yes.
Yeah, that's it. So what point did you meet your lovely wife, Janice?
I met my lovely wife, Janice, back in 1967, I believe, and from then on my career just took off, and her support in education really got me going too.
Right. I can imagine. I think we do have a caller there.
Great.
Hi, is the caller there?
Yes, this is Renee.
Hi, Renee. How are you?
Oh, I'm pretty good. How are you guys doing?
Good.
I have a couple questions. First of all, I have a compliment to the police chief here.
Great.
I've been a resident for 22 years in Covina, and a couple times had to call them when my husband worked nights and I'd heard some strange noises, and I have to say they were out within minutes and reassured me that everything was okay.
Excellent.
And they caught Rob Van Reel red-handed. Oh, I'm kidding.
And I have a question. I have an 8-year-old daughter who attends Vidilla Street School, and she's mentioned a couple times that policemen have come out for the DARE program. Now, not being naive, but my question is there really a bad drug problem in the grade schools as well as junior high and high school? And I've tried to prepare her. I myself have never done drugs, so I've really tried to prepare her not to try them no matter what they're told. But I don't know, does it really exist in the grade school?
Well, Renee, first of all, thank you for your compliment. We believe we have a high level of support in our community, and I thank you for that that support. But to tell you why we're going out to Badillo School and why we're targeting the elementary school, it's not that we have such a great drug program in our problem in our elementary schools. It's that we believe, and we're taught in DARE and also the Sheriff's Department program, which is called SANE, that what we have to do is we have to target our education efforts at our young people before they get into junior high. And so what we've targeted our program with DARE is we target the 6th graders. And the SANE program targets the 4th graders. Now that may sound like a sad commentary, but the fact of the matter is we believe that we have to get our young people at that age level, before they get into junior high, before that peer pressure becomes so great that it's going to be very, very difficult for them to resist it. So we believe if we get them to them young, then when they're into junior high or middle school, then they're prepared and they're better able to handle themselves when that peer pressure starts. So it's not that the problem is in the school, it's that we want to target our program there so that we can give them that education before they get to where the problem really starts to hit.
I see. Well, thank you very much, and I enjoy watching the show, and I hope that I live in Covina another 22 years.
Great, Renee. Thank you for your call.
Okay, good night.
Good night, Renee. Thanks. That was a nice call. That was pretty good.
We do, you know, I said we do enjoy a great deal of support in our community. And for example, our police and fire banquet that we have every year, I think we're now into our 5th year, and it just grows and grows and grows every year. It's just, I think this year we had close to 250 people who showed up. We do enjoy an excellent amount of support in the community from a variety of sources.
Yeah, I know this chamber gets real involved in that one, and that's helpful. And it's kind of fun for me as we've been going here for about a year now, and we've been able to help cover some of the events like the Police and Fire Luncheon. We did the year in review thing as well, and it's been kind of neat. Hopefully it helps to bring everybody a little bit closer in tune with what you guys do as well. And in past places I've worked, it's worked good. Like in Pomona, we had an ongoing show there called Pomona Police. It's People at Service, and it just gave people an opportunity to understand what the police function is. As opposed to, like you said, the negative things. You know, a lot of people think, well, boy, all they do is go around and give us tickets. But there's so much more.
Oh, yes.
And I think it's really important to highlight that.
Well, as a matter of fact, along those same lines, we're going to start a program in July in conjunction with Velvet Turtle Restaurants. They have offered to supply our motor officers with a stack of free prime rib dinner tickets. So that when our motor officers see a motorist.
Did I tell you that suit looks really nice? that's
motor officers, our motor officers.
Oh.
When our motor officers see a motorist operating their vehicle in an exceptionally safe manner, or if they stop someone and they have their seatbelts on, those kinds of things, then they have the option to issue one of these certificates to the motorist, which then entitles them to a free prime rib dinner down at Velvet Turtle. So that's a very high-profile kind of positive thing, because you always, when you're stopped by a police officer, a particular motor officer, you're pretty much expecting a citation. And Dan Doherty down at Velvet Turtle very graciously offered to do this, and we're going to give away quite a few of them. Actually, I think we're giving away 25 or 30 a month, which is really a pretty good program. So it's kind of a positive sort of thing we do too.
Well, I think it's important you should let all your motor officers know that we all appreciate that, and to keep an eye out for a black CRX. I always wear my seatbelt. Well, Honda CRX, I'm always driving around Covina.
Dave, I've heard many times about that CRX, and so maybe we shouldn't tell them anymore.
There's probably a picture of it hanging on the wall. Oh, wow. Is there a call there?
Hello?
Hi, who's this?
This is Jake.
Jake, how you doing?
Fine.
How did you have your dinner over Fridays?
Yeah, delicious.
Great. Well, I got to clarify. John might not know what we're talking about here. Last week was the weekend, of course, Saturday before Father's Day, and we had a little contest for people to call in and give us in 20 words or less why they felt their father was the quintessential father, which, of course, quintessential means the purest form, or the highest, the best, in other words. And Jake won. And him and his dad went to Fridays. What'd you have at Fridays, Jake?
I think it was a steak.
All right. A steak man. What'd your dad have?
I don't remember.
That's no big deal. It's getting boring anyways. What's on your mind, Jake?
I have a question for the chief.
Yeah, Jake.
I know how toy guns are now illegal in Los Angeles.
Yes.
Are you trying to encourage other cities to stop selling toy guns there too?
Well, Jake, I'll tell you, when this scare over these toy guns first started, frankly, in Covina we felt that we didn't have a severe enough problem for us to pass an ordinance in Covina. There is some federal legislation that Congressman Dreyer is trying to get introduced relating to toy guns, and I believe there's also some state legislation. So we kind of backed off from getting anything local because we felt it would be handled on the state and on the federal level. But frankly, recently we've had at least 2 incidences within the last couple of months where toy guns have been used where they could have been a very disastrous effect. We had one incident where a man pulled a toy gun, pointed it at the officers, and there was a shooting, and the man was injured. We had another incident where a weapon was held by a young man, and only because of the restraint of the officers did we avoid another tragedy. So I'm frankly getting more and more concerned about it because they are so, and I'm sure we've all seen them, they're just so realistic looking. And this one where we had the shooting up at Hollenbeck Park, to see that toy laying in the grass, there's no doubt in anybody's mind that this was a real weapon. It's just so realistic. So I'm becoming very concerned about it because we had the incident out in, I believe it was San Bernardino or Riverside County, where a young man was killed where they were using those toy weapons. And so I'm concerned about it, Jake, and I don't think that we'll introduce anything necessarily here locally, but in the state level and on the federal level, there is legislation that I think will address that problem.
Yeah. My sister just came in here, Dave, and ran and just told me my dad had the shrimp. I don't know.
Oh, your dad had the shrimp. Great.
Yeah.
I'm glad. I hope he had it. I hope he liked it.
That's good.
He just came in and told me to announce it on the television.
Okay, good. Well, we'd like to thank, of course, Fridays in West Covina for their support of Quintessential Covina. And, of course, Velvet Turtle for their support of the Covina Police Department. And, of course, McMurphy's. I mean, how could we forget? The one, the only, the fantabulous McMurphy's for supplying us with those great sandwiches. And my favorite seltzer, New York seltzer, your hometown, you New York kind of guy, you. And
home state.
It's good. Home state. Okay. His home state is New York. Everybody, if you weren't watching earlier, John Lentz is originally from Elmira, New York.
Good.
I had a cousin named Myra once.
Elmira.
No, I know. Well, I just kind of.
I understand.
You know, in Spanish it would be El. She would be the Myra. Okay, so. But anyways, but you know, Jake, we really appreciate you calling.
Okay.
And give us a call again next week.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
Okay. Bye.
Bye bye. Boy, that was fun.
That's good.
That was good. That's
a good question.
Smart, conscientious young man there. Yeah. I'm impressed. You know what I think we're going to do right now, John, if you don't mind?
What's that, Dave?
I think we're going to take a quick break.
Great.
And when we come back, it's going to be the news. QC News. Covina Newstand with Margaret Wolf. She's got some great stories with us.
Great.
With us today. We covered a press conference over at Congressman Dreyer's office and the Miracle House from Muscular Dystrophy. No, she's not ready yet? Well, let's take a break anyways, and we'll come back with John and myself. Is that okay? Can we do that, Steve? Overridden constantly. We'll be right back after this message.
East Africa's not where most American couples might settle, but most aren't like Peace Corps volunteers Anita and Jim Powell's. They're teaching fish farming in a race against hunger, helping people to survive today's problems and tomorrow's. There'll be fish in the ponds and protein in the diets. No matter what your skill, you don't know how much you have to offer until you offer it. Take home a world of experience and leave behind something that will last for generations. Peace Corps, the toughest job you'll ever love.
McGruff here with Regina to sing Users Are Losers.
Users are losers and losers are users. So don't use drugs, don't use drugs. If you know a user even part of the time, tell
them to quit. Take a bite out of crime.
Users are losers and losers are users. So don't use drugs.
And help me take a bite out of crime.
Hey, we are back, and you are watching Quintessential Covina with our very special guest, John Lentz from the Covina Police Department. He's the chief, big guy. Hey, big guy from the police department. So, John,
hey.
How's you having a good time?
Great time, Dave. Great time.
Great. And I think real quick I want to get a shot of Rob Van Riel, because I'm going to ask Rob Van Riel to give us that phone number once again. Could you please do that right now, Rob?
Give us a call here at Quintessential Covina. The number is 967-7353. That's 967-7353. Call right now and you can talk to the chief.
Hey, thank you, Rob. Isn't he great?
He's great. Great voice.
What a voice. Oh,
yeah.
We have a lot of fun with Rob. He's a good guy. Nobody else does, but we have a lot of fun
I
with Rob.
see your beard's finally coming in there, Dave.
Yes, God, I feel like I'm growing up. Actually, I trim it. There's a lady who kept calling, and and when Marty shaved his off, and I kept mine, and I keep mine real short. And some people think, a real beard is a big, ZZ Top kind of thing.
That's right.
I mean, it drives me crazy if it's too long.
Frankly, I'm very pleased with your appearance tonight.
Are you?
Very, very pleased because.
Now, describe me, say, a few months ago.
Well, when I first met you a few months ago, you had that strange earring in that ear. That ear? One ear. Anyway, you had an earring, and your hair was really, really too long.
Was it?
Shaggy, and beard was too shaggy, and you've really cleaned up. You've kind of come more into kind of what Covina is all about, and we're a very conservative community here. And when you started, I had some concerns. And but now you've removed the earring, the hair is shortened up, the beard's cleaned up. Clothes are still a little tacky, but you're coming along well. Coming along real well.
Hey, you guys, come on. No, thank you. You don't. There's one person that I do have to thank for all that effort and the big changes in my life. I know it's meant a lot to me. I've started keeping my house clean.
Really? Great. What happened?
The dishes are. You know who it was?
Who?
I think you know. It was
no,
you,
I really.
John.
Oh, you really want one of those?
That's my role model.
You want one of those dinner tickets, don't you?
I love the Velvet Turtle. I mean, what can I say? No, but yeah, John, you were a big influence.
Oh, good, Dave. I'm glad to hear that. I wish I could kind of show you a little bit how to play shortstop better. I kept hearing this clank every time a ball was hit to you, and I really was a little concerned that your glove was made.
I got nailed in the shin. I was like bleeding.
Is that the glove that you used over there? Oh,
see that right there?
Lord.
That was from
Can we get a shot of that? That's really, that's really,
ugly.
Oh, really?
That's pretty bad there. That's
a ball hit you there?
One ugly leg.
Yeah, a softball.
Softball.
That left your bat at a
very
there you
high
go.
Velocity. Beautiful shot.
That's enough
Beautiful
of my leg,
shot.
guys. But yeah, that happened Thursday night when we played softball.
Yes.
That was the first time
I believe you lost too, didn't you? You were playing the Covina Host Lions Club?
We were playing. Is that who that was?
Yeah, that was the Covina Host Lions, and I believe you lost by a significant margin. You're with the Covina, South Hills Kiwanis. And yes, you lost terribly.
It wasn't that bad of a loss. I mean,
it was a significant loss.
After that injury, what could you expect us to do? Could I come back from that kind of a blow to the leg? Look at Wayne, our cameraman. He's just like going crazy.
We got a call. All right.
Hi, who's the caller?
This is Jackie.
Jackie, how are you?
Fine.
Good. Do you have a question for me?
No. I wanted to ask the chief a question. Yes. I would like for him to comment, if he could, on the street people we have in Covina, the homeless. I've noticed over the years we have quite a few more every year, and I just wondered if he could comment on how they handle it, or if it is a problem at all.
Well, Jackie, we have some street people who are a problem. We have some that have a tendency to overindulge in alcohol and then cause problems in some of our local establishments. And when those situations occur, obviously we have to take enforcement action, and we take the person into custody. But we do have many street people who are not a problem. They're simply around. They don't cause us any problems. We don't get complaints from the community. And we have tried, some of our employees actually have tried on their own with some of our street people to try and get them a job or to take them home and on special occasions and feed them dinner and so forth. But our street people, other than a couple who have a tendency at times to overindulge, they're really not a problem for us.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, I think we lost the volume. Rob, can you turn the volume up there on the TV? We lost that a little bit there. I don't know if we can hear the callers coming through anymore.
Yeah, we got a bad connection.
We have a bad connection on our internal monitor. Hey, but we're going to keep right going. So, John, you just recently put together a new budget for fiscal year 1989.
Yes.
And has it been approved?
Yes, the budget's been approved.
And how did you guys fare?
We did pretty well. Our budget this year is about $5.6 million, which is up about $300,000 over last year.
Mm-hmm.
And
to compensate for your salary.
Pardon me?
Just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. That's a little humor there.
And while we did have some
talented guy, he's got a master's degree. I'd pay him a lot of money if he worked for me. Go ahead.
And while we did have some cuts in our department, we had some positions that were vacant, and we took an approach to just not fill those positions because of budgetary reasons. Primarily, the reason that our budget is up a significant amount is because we budgeted this year kind of under a new approach. As you know, our new city manager, John Thompson, is taking a very serious approach to our financial situation here in Covina. And in the past, we budgeted in a variety of ways. We would often budget for show a certain number of people, but we would under budget based on what we would have as expected attrition.
Yeah.
This year, we have decided that we're going to budget for full staffing all year long. So that's one of the reasons that our budget is up. In addition, we had our new package, employee benefit package, has been negotiated, and that obviously adds to the overall budget as well. But we believe we have a fairly lean budget this year, but we believe that we can still provide an excellent level of service to our community.
Great. Excellent. Well, we have another caller. I'd like to take this real quick. Who's there?
Hello?
Hi.
Hi, this is Jason Bosler.
How you doing?
Hi, I have a question for you. All right, I brought in a tape for our band. Yeah, you.
Oh, how you doing?
I'm fine.
Great.
Dave CLUCK, right?
That's
me. That's the man, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, so we brought in a tape for our band, you know?
Uh-huh.
And you said that, I don't know, we were going to play for this thing or something. This TV show.
Did you bring an album in this week?
No, tape.
The tape.
About a month ago.
About a month ago?
Yeah.
That's a good question. Actually, Jeffrey Plummer does handle all the music end of the show.
Who's this?
Jeff Plummer, who does our music segment.
Sounds
He's
like
the
a
one
plumber to me.
Sounds like what?
A plumber to me.
Oh, boy. Now you have a comic act? Is that what you do?
No.
Oh, okay.
Seriously.
Oh, okay. No, we usually try to highlight local bands and that kind of stuff. I will. Jeff's on vacation right now. That's why we have some strange person sitting in for him tonight. But I will talk to him. What's the name of your band?
DARKHORSE.
What's that?
DARKHORSE.
Dark Force.
Horse.
Dark Horse.
Yeah, you know.
Like the black
I have terrible hearing, guys.
Jason?
Yeah.
If you see what he's doing right now, you probably understand where your tape has gone.
Did he eat it?
He did something to it. You're not very responsive to the community.
It's one word. Connected.
One word?
DARKHORSE.
No space between the two words there.
Like that.
Horse. See? Horse. Not horse.
Like that?
Huh?
Like that?
Yeah. There
Okay.
You go.
Dun, da, da, da.
Forget that question mark, though.
Oh, okay. Well, that was just inquisitive attitude there. Well, Jason, I will look into the situation this week and see no question mark anymore. It's right there. There's the cursor. Oop. And but we appreciate you calling. Do you have a question for the chief of police here?
No.
Okay, fine.
But hey.
Yeah.
I just admire that guy. You know, getting out there. He's a great guy.
He is. I can vouch for that.
Thanks, Jason.
And he didn't even pay me to say that.
All right, bye.
But thanks. Bye-bye. Okay, I think if Margaret Wolf is ready, I know we're dying to get some of this late-breaking news going here. And then
great.
She's not ready yet?
The latest.
We have a call.
What is this girl doing?
She's at the computer, I think.
Do you have time schedules and stuff?
What do you think? Yes, there's a caller there.
Yes, good evening, Mr. Van Cluck.
Hey, what do you say?
How are you tonight?
I'm doing great. How about yourself, Larry?
I'm fine.
Huh?
I'm fine.
Good to hear it.
So you have the police chief on?
Do we? Oh, yeah.
My wife told me.
Yeah, we do.
I wanted. My wife was telling me that you have a really fine program with the schools. My youngest son is in kindergarten, and he was really impressed with, I guess, a lady officer that was down there and talked to his class.
Your name is Larry?
Covina Elementary School.
Your name is Larry?
Yeah.
Okay, Covina Elementary. Okay.
And
that was Patty.
Patty Anderson. Yeah, she's a real hustler. She does a great job. She's been a big help to us, I know.
Yeah, and it was a very positive experience for my son. He talked about it quite a bit, and he's really impressed.
Good.
So, one thing I would be curious to ask you, what is the purpose of this no parking in Covina?
I knew that would come up. Go ahead.
Is this the overnight parking, Larry?
Right.
Well, Larry, we've had the overnight parking ordinance in Covina as long as I've been here, so that's been at least 23 years. And the primary purpose of it is, number one, it helps to keep our streets clean and neat. It helps us to pick out at night if there are suspicious vehicles out on the street. It helps to allow for street sweeping in order to keep the streets clean. But it really adds to the overall appearance of our community. We have very high standards in Covina, and if you'll notice, some of the areas surrounding Covina, some of the unincorporated areas where they either don't have the ordinance or they don't enforce it, you'll see where cars have a tendency to kind of stay on the streets for extended periods of time. Debris builds up underneath them, and it really looks pretty bad. So with this ordinance, it keeps the cars moving, it keeps the streets clean, and what it allows is our people at night, when they're out driving around 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, they can very easily pick out the vehicles that are suspicious because they stand out, because there are so few cars on the street. So it helps them to cut down their activity of checking out all the cars. They can check out only the ones that are suspicious. And it helps us in our enforcement efforts.
I see. I didn't realize that was the purpose. It's just that, you know, on occasion, you know, you hear about people with guests over and so forth getting tickets, and it just, you know, before I moved to Covina, I'd never heard of anything like that before, and, you know, it was kind of a shock.
Well, the ordinances, most cities around here have the ordinance. Some will enforce it at different levels. We've always enforced it very strongly, but as far as those people go who have guests over, if you have a guest that's going to spend the night, that person can come to the station and get an overnight permit, which will allow them to park on the street overnight between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. And if it's you have someone who is going to be for an extended stay, for example, you have someone who's coming in, perhaps out-of-town guest or relatives or whatever, and they're going to stay for a couple of weeks. You can come in and talk to the on-duty watch commander, explain to him the situation, and we'll again issue you one of those temporary permits that will allow that person to park out on the street for that period of time. It's a slip of paper that goes in the rear window of the car, and that when the officers go around, they see that and then they exempt that vehicle. So there are ways around it if you do have guests or other unusual circumstances.
Well, that seems reasonable.
Very good.
Also, I'd like to thank Mr. CLUCK for...
Call me Dave, please.
Dave?
Yeah.
You know, I'm very formal.
I know you are, Larry, but Mr. Weiner, that's no problem.
Letting the children see your promotion in the studio.
Yeah, remember when you shot your promo? It was Larry's wife and kids that came in and watched
yeah,
that.
That's right. I remember that, yeah.
That was kind of fun, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Weren't those kids good?
They're great kids. They're great.
They're a lot better than Marty's was.
No. Boy, oh boy.
Marty's kid was a problem that night.
Yeah, Steve was in him. We came down and Marty had to wake him up from his nap, and he was not in a good mood. Poor little guy.
Has he ever? Just kidding.
Hey, I'll take the fifth on that one. I mean, I just can't comment. But Larry, we appreciate you calling as always, and we're looking forward to you and Robin, of course, still getting involved, still waiting.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I'll put the pressure on there. We'll talk to you later, Larry.
Hi, gentlemen.
So, is the news ready yet? No, I can't believe this. This is amazing. It's usually we have to put Margaret off. It's like we tell Margaret, you know, you have to wait.
I heard her say it's about there.
Hello?
Oh, okay.
About there.
Hi, who's there?
Hello.
Hi.
Dave?
Yeah.
Yeah, I sent you a tape a couple of weeks ago, and you promised you were going to make me a star. I was wondering what the deal was.
I don't. Oh, where are you right now?
Where am I?
Yeah.
I'm at home, Dave.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Well, what's the deal?
I always wanted to do this, that's all.
Yeah, you always want to watch your own show from at home, huh?
And by the way, my kid does have his good moments.
That day was not one of those.
Typically when he's sleeping. But I just wanted to call and see what, I wanted to just like peek in and see what you guys were talking about. I'll be there.
Is he coming in?
Yeah, I'll be there in about 5 minutes.
He'll be here in 5 minutes.
I just wanted to come here, see if, check the messages, see if any birthday cards came. None did, so.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it was Marty's birthday was this week, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Boy, oh boy. Man, oh man.
Okay.
Okay, Marty, we'll see you in a few.
Yeah, sure you will.
Okay.
Bye.
And that'll do it for our show tonight. And by the time he gets to know, we'll be with him. I think I can hear a computer printer going out there. And I think Margaret is printing out her news. Are we ready to take a break yet, Steve? No breaks yet. John, this is great. I think we're on union overtime now.
Yes, we are. That's for sure.
But we're having fun tonight. Is this everything that you expected it to be? Being
and much more actually. I had expected you to look much more professional. I've been working with you very much, and I was a little disappointed that you didn't show that tonight.
I'm sorry. I generally try to.
Well, it'll take time. I understand.
It will.
Where are you from?
Where am I? I'm from San Clemente.
Oh, really?
Spent most
California.
of my formative years. Yes.
So you knew Dickdale and Deltones?
Oh yeah, for years.
Goes way back.
We go way back. We're like this.
I see. And you have your education. You have your AA and your BA?
No, actually, I don't.
How old are you?
I'm 25.
25.
Quarter century. QC. Quarter
Are
century.
you married?
No, I'm not.
Why?
That's a good question. If you were a girl, would you marry me? I mean, see, now...
I see. Yes,
okay, can you see what I'm saying? Okay. No, yeah, I'm 25. I've lived in Covina for 6 years now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How long have you been here?
A year and a half.
What did you do before this?
I worked at our office in Pomona. And before that, I worked a little bit at Mount Sac on a freelance basis, just producing some videos for them. Before that, I worked very briefly at the City of West Covina Recreation Department at the Senior Citizen Center as kind of an audio-visual technician kind of person. And before that, I delivered flowers for a real long time.
How do you fit in here? I mean, Craig is the...
okay, how I fit in here is the organizational setup is there's a general manager,
which is Craig
Hiding, and then there's 3 department managers under him, and then supervisors, and then of course employees, line employees. And the 3 managers are myself, who's a manager of programming and public affairs, a customer service manager, and a technical manager, who's in charge of the plant, the whole cable operation, the cable on the poles, and overseeing the installation department and that kind of stuff. And then we have 4 or 5 supervisors, and altogether a staff of about 26.
Good.
And of course, we acquired this system from Communicom, which was a financially troubled cable system, needless to say.
And you're not?
What's that?
You're not?
No, actually, well, we are. American Cable Systems is a wholly owned subsidiary of Continental Cablevision out of Boston, Massachusetts, and they're the 3rd largest cable company in the United States, the largest privately held cable company in the world.
Now you have 7,000 homes in town?
We have 7,000 customers in Covina.
Let me ask you, what service would you provide for someone other than, you know, say I wanted to go out and buy one of those satellite dishes. Now, if I bought that, would I need cable?
Not necessarily. You wouldn't get Channel 33, though.
That's true.
We do not. You would never have the opportunity to meet yourself on shows such as this.
I understand.
If you ever had trouble with it, or if you had a situation where, say HBO, or any of the pay services or any services at all, switching satellites frequently, you wouldn't have the problem of dealing with that. And you still have to pay a pretty sizable amount of programming fees to even satellite dish owners. It's almost similar to what cable would cost. But you know, cable. I must be honest that cable companies, especially in California, have a pretty bad reputation, and a lot of it is due to the fact of companies like Communicom that service wasn't their main intent. It was purely to I don't know. With Communicoms, I hate to say this, but I don't know what it was. I mean, it wasn't to make money because they went bankrupt. It wasn't to serve their customers because they didn't do that, and maybe it was just to screw up for a living, and because they sure did that.
Well, we're real pleased with the support you guys showed the department. Because you've been out to several of our programs that we put out for our volunteers and so forth, and we really appreciate that support.
It's a lot of fun, and it's nice to. It was when we acquired the system here in Covina, they wanted to hire somebody in charge of programming and public affairs, and they felt somebody that lived in the area would be good, and that was why I'd actually had the option of going here or to our Venice office, and opted to stay here. Actually, at the request of Dick Miller.
Oh,
he wanted somebody local and friend to latch. So
good. Maybe when you went to Mount Sac, maybe you should have taken up baseball.
Now, John, actually, I mean, for years, I played Little League for 8 years. I was the pitcher of the league one year when I was about. Well, I mean, I was probably 10 years old, but I was pretty good there for a while. Then I didn't play again for a long time. I hit a Grand Slam home run in a Babe Ruth League All-Star game in San Diego one time.
That's great. You know, normally on these teams, you put your best player at shortstop, and I noticed you were playing shortstop.
I'm playing shortstop on the team. I don't know if we necessarily do. The news is ready? Well, I'm not ready. Okay, so give me a break. God.
I think we have a caller, don't we?
Do we have a call there? No caller? Okay, so can I finish my baseball story, Wayne? Is that okay? Okay, thanks. Pushy people, huh? I'm in the middle of just my good stuff. We're talking about me. Yeah, I'm the boss around here, okay? Right. Lighten up. That's right. Give me a break. But anyway, yeah, I was baseball was my thing, and then actually I quit growing when I was about 13, I think, and reached the optimum height of 5'7", and that is not real conducive to a career in professional sports, unless of course you were trying to become a jockey or something.
But did you play hardball?
Hardball. Any viewer out here to come see us, well, you'll be there. This is the first game you've ever played. I've played for 2 years out there. This is the first time I've ever seen you.
I've been busy. I've been committed on Thursday night.
Yeah, you committed. Yeah, go to Bellevue? Just kidding. But I see your wife out there playing a lot.
Yeah, she's a good player.
She's great.
She's the athlete of the family.
Yeah?
Yep.
Good deal. Every family should have one. All right, Janice, right? She's right here with us. Janice Lentz. She's a great lady. And
great. Marty's here.
Oh
great.
My gosh.
Beard and all.
Beard and all.
Steve with him?
No, Steve actually is at Bernie and Eileen's house in Agura.
Good.
That's his aunt and uncle's house. Wondering how I know that, don't you? But seriously, I'd like to invite if anybody wants to come out and see if John is telling the truth about my expertise on the playing field, come by Thursday night to Covina Park, and you can see me play softball. We're playing, I think it's 6:45.
You'll see him out on the field.
Yeah. Oh, I know that hurts. Am I bleeding? That really, I got tagged one there. I think we have a caller there.
Hello.
Hi, who's this?
Bob.
Bob, how you doing?
Yeah, Todd and I just said we're sorry we couldn't come down and help out tonight.
Oh, well, hey, we missed you, but we appreciate all the help you've given us in the past.
Well, we appreciate you too, and I know our school district appreciates your help out there too.
Oh, thank you.
And particularly the way you've treated our students.
Oh.
That's really neat. Well, our camera, is Kelly there tonight?
No, no young Miss Muller. I'm not sure why she couldn't be here tonight. She might be, maybe she's on vacation. It's her first week out of school.
That's true.
So chances are she might be out enjoying herself instead of.
Well, I think it's really neat the opportunities you guys have given her, you and Steve and all.
Yeah, Steve's an all right guy sometimes.
Yes. Well, I just wanted to express that and make sure everybody that was listening out there knew the neat things that you guys are doing.
Well, thank you, Bob. I really appreciate that.
Not at all. I know I talked to my principal, and we got approval on all the cable lines to go in. So.
Oh, yeah, we're going to be providing cable service down to the Charter Oak High School.
Good.
To the district and through Royal Oak Intermediate. And Bob is an instructor there, and he's real involved in video production. He teaches a media class at junior high school level, and some of their students have produced PSAs that we're going to be showing here on the station and stuff. And Bob's a real enthusiastic go-getter type, and he really gets a lot of stuff done, which is, I'll be honest, at a very young level. I would have given anything to have a video production or media type class when I was in junior high, much less high. I didn't ever had in high school.
A lot of instructional programming that can be used too at the junior high school levels.
Definitely, exactly.
Well, it's a lot of fun, I can say that.
Yeah, it is. It's neat. It's exciting stuff. So we try to pursue that whenever possible.
And I also wanted to thank the Chief for all the help that they do out there at the school too. That's really neat. Anytime we need any help, I know the department's right out there, always right on the spot, and we're willing to help and willing to give assistance.
Good.
And your public relations officer out there really helped me personally with a couple of kids and counseling and so forth. I really do appreciate that.
Yeah, great. We have a real good relationship with the Charter Oak Unified School District as well as we do with Covina Valley, but thank you for the compliment.
Well, it's real easy to compliment people who do their work.
Thank you.
And thanks, David.
Okay, Bob.
Have a good evening, and say hi to Marty.
Okay.
Is Marty there? I don't know whether he's there.
Yeah, he's going to be in here in a minute.
Okay, well, say hi for me. And
okay. And we'll see you soon.
Care. We'll try to be down there next week.
Okay, great.
Okay, take care now.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Well, hey, I think it's time to take a quick break and come back with Margaret Wolf.
Going to have the news?
I think we are actually going to have the news. I got a thumbs up from Wayne.
All right.
We are going to have the news. For all of you who've been waiting to see yourself on TV that we covered in our news stories, it's just around the corner. So we'd like to invite you to stick around, and we will be right back with Covina Newstand with all the news Covina can stand right after this.
Fridays synonymous with law and order.
It specifies clean shirt, short hair, tie, pressed trousers, sports jacket or suit, and leather shoes, preferably with a high shine on them.
When the day he was born, his mother had him home by 9 o'clock.
Says who, flathead?
Not that it's any of your business. She's my maternal grandmother. Her name is Monday.
We're definitely onto something here.
You think so?
Dan Aykroyd and Tom Hanks, Dragnet 87 on Showtime.
Off we go! Off we go!
Plan on entering the north tack through the valley here. We'll go to the CP, contact Nell 73. And 2, we'll be going to IP 804. Once we reach there, plan on the first attack being a wedge attack. We'll use the guns on the runway up here. 3, I'd like to have you bring your element in 30 seconds later with guns on.
Aim high! The U.S. Air Force!
Red, what I'd like you to do is bring your guys up here to 802.
The United States Air Force offers opportunities for education and training. Training that will put you at the leading edge of today's technology. Find out how you can become part of today's Air Force. See your Air Force recruiter today.
Aim high in the Air Force. The U.S. Air Force.
Scary.
And now it's Covina Newstand with all the news Covina can stand, starring the lovely Margaret Wolf.
Thanks, Rob. Good evening, everyone. My top story tonight. Republican Representative David Dreyer, along with several other Valley congressmen, made the goal of decreasing worldwide hunger one step closer. On Friday, Dreyer, Republican Carlos Moorhead of Pasadena, Democrats Esteban Torres of Pico Rivera, and Matthew Martinez of Montebello joined together in co-sponsoring a bill that would enable the next United States president to work with foreign leaders and relief organizations to redetermine the best way American aid can be used to reduce poverty and hunger in underdeveloped nations by the year 2000. Specific goals of the bill would include increasing the literacy rate among women and reducing mortality rates for children under 5 years old. No new money is being asked to be allotted according to lobbyists behind the bill, but a redirection of the money currently being spent on the assistance programs. On Friday, Congressman Dreyer also held a press conference in which he honored several area youths, and we have more details on this in this film here. In today's society where free time is a premium, we've found 6 area youths who have been rewarded for many hours of volunteer service amongst their busy high school and work schedules. Congressman David Dreyer awarded 6 area youths for outstanding service in the 33rd Congressional District today. In a press conference held at his Covina office, Congressman Dreyer spoke on the importance of volunteering before presenting the students with their certificates. Jessica Holtram, a junior at Covina High, was rewarded for her volunteer efforts at Intercommunity Medical Center. Her advice to high school students in Covina was,
if you volunteered, it makes you it changes your life. It makes you think of others more than yourself, and it makes you feel better about yourself also.
This is Congressman Dreyer's 3rd annual presentation of the Youth Volunteer Award. After the presentation, he spoke to QC on the difference volunteering can make.
There is a pressing need for young people to volunteer of their time and talents to the many problems that society faces. And what we need to do is let them know that this kind of activity can be recognized and that it doesn't go forgotten, which many people may be inclined to believe.
And finally, what results can we expect from more youth involvement in volunteering?
Well, there's no doubt about the fact that in the past 8 years we have been trying to encourage a spirit of volunteerism among people of all ages. And one of the platforms that I went back to Washington 8 years ago on was to try and reduce the level of federal government spending in all these areas. Rather than having the federal government get involved in virtually everything, we've got to have a lot of that slack picked up by volunteers. One of the volunteers we recognize today began her volunteer activities at age 7. I don't know of anyone who has started volunteering before age 7, but that certainly is a good time to start, and there will always be a great many needs to be addressed in the years to come, and I hope very much we'll be able to find in the ensuing years volunteers of the caliber of the people whom we've recognized today.
Now, elsewhere, the culmination of several months of hard work and planning on a special house in Covina was celebrated last week, and I also have a report on this. In March, we brought you the groundbreaking ceremonies of the MDA house, but today we're bringing you the grand opening. Tom Viola of ERA Viola and Associates in Covina explained the purpose of the MDA house.
Our purpose was to raise funds for muscular dystrophy. And in past years, we've done the typical skate-a-thons and bowl-a-thons. And we decided that, we're in the real estate business, so we should put, our years of expertise to work. So the idea came along to buy a house that was in a distressed condition, fix it up, and sell it for a profit, and donate the profits to muscular dystrophy.
Dino Borgi, president of Pyramid Builders, talked about the work involved in preparing the house for the grand opening.
It was pretty poor condition. It was overgrown with trees, and inside we completely gutted the house and re-drywalled it, and all new plumbing fixtures, and changed out all the floors, ceilings, etc.
Now you are finished with the house. It's ready to be sold, put on the market.
The house is ready to go on the market.
Also on hand for the grand opening was Christopher Van Dusen, California's poster child. Viola also commented on the expected donation to muscular dystrophy.
So our asking price is $165, and with a price at that, we should net out about $35,000 for the Jerry and his kids.
That's great. Now a look at the local weather. Tomorrow expect low clouds in the morning, which will burn off to a hazy sunshine by the late afternoon. The high tomorrow should be in the 80s, and the low temperature should round out in about the low 60s or so. And finally, on Tuesday night, the hit show Oliver was presented at Ben Lomond Elementary School in Covina. Students in rooms 14 and 17 presented the musical under the direction of Pat Seaman and Thelma Hagen. The play, which was presented in 2 acts, involved several large production numbers, with dance sequences choreographed by Linda Minto. The 4th through 6th graders rehearsed for over 3 weeks, and this was especially apparent in the professionalism displayed. Johnny Everman played Oliver, and the part of Fagin, the patriarch of the local pickpocketers, was played by Aaron Bennett. The part of Nancy was played by Stephanie Smith, and it would not surprise me if we heard from these young actors in the future. American Cable Systems volunteered to tape Tuesday night's production, and we will be airing it on this coming Wednesday at 8 o'clock right here on Channel 33. And I would recommend this for the whole family. They are a talented group of young students. Well, that's going to do it for me tonight. QC will return with Dave and Chief Lentz, and if you have any questions, you can call us at 967-7353, and I also heard that Marty's going to be joining you too. Have a good weekend, everyone, and I'll see you back here next Saturday night. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Trump.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Trump.
Now we'll see who's the champion.
And who's the chump.
Live, June 27th. Call now.
Only $35 if ordered before June 18th. Call 967-7353.
From January through June of 1987, 42 children have died in the state of California as a result of child abuse. Hi, I'm Detective Jerry Crawford from the Covina Police Department. As a parent, you should know that approximately 100,000 children are reported to be sexually abused every year in the United States. 85 to 90% of all parents who are abused as children will become abusers themselves. Learn to recognize potential problems within your home, such as frustration, rejection, poor self-image of one or both parents, social isolation, and recurring over-punishment. Find out what you can do to stem this tide of child abuse by calling the Covina Police Department at 331-3391.
We're here to help, thank you.
His best friend was killed in a car accident because he was drunk. Now every time we hear the siren, we think it could be David.
I was terrified. I found things in his room I didn't want to find.
I was afraid of what she might do this time. When I opened the door, she was standing there with a piece of glass in her hand.
You love your kid, but you're afraid for him. Call Kids of Southern California before it's too late.
Had one.
Oh, hey, we are back.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome back, and Marty has graced us with his presence.
Hi, Covina. Oh, I know. Give me a break, Dave. I was doing it. No, it's cool. Somebody had to add a little cynicism to the show.
I know, that's true. That's what we have you here for.
But I was doing a good deed, and
how was the wedding?
The wedding was okay. You know, I was a Catholic, full-on ceremony, and it was rather long, a whole mass. And I shot the whole thing, videotaped it, and so I did a lot of running around. And you know, I was talking to Cece a minute ago as I was getting a makeup applied, and one of the things that bothers me about weddings these days, you know, the whole deal where after they're married and they're pronounced man and wife and they're introduced to everybody and everybody applauds, and then they come down the aisle and they're supposed to come out of the front of the church and everybody cheers and they throw rice and the whole thing.
Yeah.
I hardly ever see that happen anymore because
rice is very expensive.
Well, yeah,
besides
that
kind of stuff around.
Besides the monetary thing.
Okay.
They're right after the ceremony they gather all the folks to do the photos. And in the meantime, everybody's standing outside, especially up in Visalia. It was like 100 degrees or something, and everybody's standing around, and they say, "Forget this," and they take off.
Marty, you're like miking your chest.
Oh my goodness! You can hear my heart.
Bum, 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 bum.
And
what?
Oh, just hold on a second. And so anyway, everybody's getting real impatient. They take off for the reception. In the meantime, when the bride and groom come out, there's like 5 people waiting out there, and I think it's a shame. I think that's part of the whole. Rites of passage of the whole thing, and I think we should all think about that. And at the next wedding, I think we should get those photographers to take the pictures after you do that. So.
Yeah.
Hello, caller.
Hello?
Hi, who's this?
This is.
Can't hear you, Steven?
No, it's Mike Hunt.
Hi, who's this? Yeah, you're on.
Mike Hunt.
Mike Hunt, how you doing?
Pretty good, dude.
Good. What's going on?
I was wondering what the chief of police plans to do to protect the gay rights activists.
Protect them?
What do you do to protect gay rights activists?
I was
probably the same thing you do to protect anybody.
The normal everyday everybody. I mean, what do they need protection from? What do they especially need protection from that somebody else doesn't?
You know, I've been harassed a few times. You know, there weren't any officers around, and
I've been harassed. I got harassed as I walked in here.
Though?
What's that? Are you serious?
No, this is not a serious call. Well, I think we
can tell just by the name.
Callers that want to get into it serious.
Yeah, come on.
But thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, hey, if you have a serious call and you'd like to talk to Chief Lentz, or if you'd like to find out all the details of why Marty was not here for the first part of the show.
And why is our picture so bad in here? I swear.
This TV, it's a new TV we got in here.
Whose is it?
We never had a chance to adjust it.
Whose is it?
It's the one that's going to go in Craig's office.
Oh, so this will leave too.
Yeah.
Hello, caller.
Hello.
Hi, who's this?
This is Jerry Gordon.
Hi, how are you?
Great, how are you?
Oh, great.
Fine. You?
She's great.
Wonderful. Am I on TV yet?
You sure
are
right now.
Your voice is.
Oh, great. I was calling to find out where Jeff Plummer is. I really miss him.
Well, we do too, and he is off on vacation right now.
He's on vacation.
Yeah, we've been a little concerned about him lately because he's, as I have once in a while, has been absent. He's been absent, and he should be back next week, though.
He's going to be back next week?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, good.
But we have a surprise for you tonight.
You do?
We hope you'll like it.
Oh, okay, great.
It's a surprise to me, too.
I really miss Jeff's segment, though, and I hope that when he comes back, you'll let him talk more.
Okay.
Okay.
We agree. We sort of crowd him.
You guys crowd him out.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But then it's our show. So.
But I do love the show, though.
Jeff's so cute. I hate to give him so much airtime.
I know. See, this whole cute thing that comes up every week.
The cute thing, yeah. Well, I think you guys
that.
overdo the cute thing, too.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, he's a man, you got to give him his respect.
That's right.
I know we know respect,
It's a cute, not macho.
My wife said she needs some money for the kids. I said, how much do you think we can get for them? Yeah, I tell you, I never get no respect.
Oh, boy. Yeah, there you go. Well, we'll get Jeff back.
Okay, thanks a lot. It was really great talking to you.
Did you have a question for the chief?
Not really. I just wanted to know where Jeff was.
No, thank you.
Oh, okay, fine.
Bye-bye.
Who put the toilet paper on the set?
CLUCK. I did.
CLUCK.
CLUCK. This reminds me of high school.
Are we going to see anything on the VIP banquet, or are we going to see anything?
I think so. We've got a couple things we wanted to roll in tonight. Now that Marty's here, I feel we can do that.
And I hear who needs.
We showed you some footage of one or two of the DARE graduations. I think that was probably from one of them that we had covered. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the VIP banquet and what it all consists of and the purpose of it.
Our department has a volunteers in police program, which is has it varies anywhere from 15 to 20 community volunteers who come in and do a variety of jobs throughout the department. Each year they save us well in excess of $40,000. So what we do is each year we have a banquet where we invite all of them, and they can bring a spouse or a guest, and we honor them at this banquet, and we tell about what they've done for the year and how many hours they've worked, and then they're given a little gift, and basically it's our opportunity to thank them for all of the help that they've given us over the year.
We have some scenes from it right now. Actually, is part of this...
is this a volunteer?
No, this is... is this legal?
This is Officer Bird.
It's legal, right?
Is that legal?
What's the code for that one?
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks to Steve for that particularly great shot, but that's part of our banquet. That was Officer Bird, and that was a somewhat impromptu part of our program.
Where you get to kiss.
I was asked to come forward, and once I got up there, I found out.
What's the protection for gay birds?
Yeah.
So this is just part of the program where we bring each volunteer up, thank them for their time.
You kiss the birds and the women.
Oh,
this is it's a rough job.
It is. It is a very rough job.
Somebody's got to do it.
Somebody's got to do it. That's right. It's just my job.
Don't thank me.
Somebody wrote
Don't thank me, right?
Somebody wrote the script the other night that I thought was a little bit tacky, but it had something to do. But don't thank me. It's just my job.
That fits.
That fits. Did you write that, Marty?
Yeah, it's a shoe. The shoe fits. Wear it. And hey, Rob Van Riel's joining us again.
Walked in the studio.
All right.
Is there a caller there, or what's the deal?
Yeah, hello, Marty.
Hello.
It is Pete again.
Pete. Well, I was going to call you tomorrow.
Yeah, I know. Hey, happy birthday.
Thank you.
You know,
I do appreciate
I wish
that.
Last time we talked, I wish you would have said something, but.
Well, that's why you know how it is. You know, you don't go
You're
around
busy.
telling people.
You're busy. We're going to take care of that.
Okay.
Okay, but I called earlier and I talked to the chief and everybody, and they told me you were going to come in, and I just wanted to say hi and find out it was your birthday. I'm not going to ask you how old you are. You look pretty young.
Oh, I am. I'm extremely young.
You know, very good looking there alongside the chief there. And,
I'm 34. That's what happened to me yesterday. Turn down your TV, man.
I'll tell you what, I'll just step outside over here.
Yeah, right. Go in the bathroom. Get a good reverb in there.
No.
Okay, well, I just wanted to say hi and, you know, just make my weekly call to you.
Okay, thank you. And, Pete, I think you are scheduled for next week, I believe.
Probably. You know, it works in really great having the chief this week and then coming in afterwards. It's a tough act to follow, but I think we can work it out.
Tough act, right? He is a tough act.
But you guys have a good evening and have a safe weekend. And,
you too.
Just keep cool. And happy birthday.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
That's nice.
Okay, thanks, Pete, for calling. Now, Marty, it was your birthday. It was Friday or Thursday? Was that Thursday?
No, Friday.
Friday was your birthday. Friday was your birthday.
24th of June.
June 24th.
I'm right on the cusp.
Yeah?
I'm Cancer, yeah.
My mom is a Cancer. Her birthday, I was down at my grandmother's today celebrating my mother's birthday. It was fun. Her birthday is actually Tuesday, the 28th. Yeah. She will be. She's an Aquarius, a Cancer. I'm thinking almost over cusp Aquarius. But
are you?
But what's that? Is Rob's birthday coming up?
No, I said I'm an Aquarius.
An Aquarius.
You are?
Yep.
Yeah, I've heard you're worse than
Fish
that.
stories.
But yeah, so happy birthday, Marty, sincerely, and
fix your mic.
If any of our regular viewers out there or want to send Marty a present, by all means do so.
Ones that don't tick.
Send him a razor.
Ones that don't tick. Send him a razor.
Hey, come on, I just grown it back.
Okay, now Marty, you missed the first half of the show.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't want to repeat anything. So.
Well, we had that chance to ask John a lot of questions about the department and some of their efforts. Is there anything else you would like to know?
You talk about his hobbies?
No.
What are your hobbies?
Hobbies?
What are you doing when you're not doing police stuff?
Well,
or family
softball.
You have to disappear and get away from it all. What do you
I'm an excellent softball player.
Are you? What position?
Deep right.
Deep right. Way back there.
They put me kind of way over the corner.
I must be in the front row.
But no, I jog a little bit and work out with weights a little bit, and really I have a lot of...
so do I. Do that every once in a while. No, I was going to say, you are in very good shape.
Thank you.
For a man of your
when we saw him a couple series ago, those arms were really flaring.
Big guns. Big guns. We used to ride motorcycles. Used to do.
What'd you ride?
I had a Yamaha 250. We
Desert
rode
ride?
out in the desert. Yeah.
I used to do it with my dad.
And we did that with the family. It was a good family thing. So, but then the kids got older and grew away from us, so we don't do that anymore. So.
How many kids you have?
2. I have a daughter who's 18 who's in Hawaii this week on her graduation present, and a son 17 who is going into to be a senior next year. So, and he's at work.
At Gladstone High School?
Glendora High.
Glendora High. I was just guessing. Where does he work?
He works at Old Hickory.
That's a nice restaurant.
Yeah. Okay. He's a busboy up there. He's been up there for a short period of time. But
great shrimp cocktails.
Do they really?
Yeah. One of my faves. Hello, caller. Hi, dude.
Hi there. Hi, who's there?
Miriam.
Miriam.
Miriam? Yeah.
How are you doing?
All right. How are you?
Good. You had a chance to meet the chief earlier this week, didn't you? This is the lady who had the kids in watching.
Oh, okay.
When you insulted Marty's child.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Lentz.
I just wanted to ask your guest about the gang problem in Covina. How serious is it?
Good question. I was hoping to be able to get into that. Yeah.
Very good question. Actually, Miriam, is it?
Yes.
Miriam, in Covina, we are not experiencing any major gang problems at this time. We have had some with the showing of the movie Colors. We found out in the Charter Oak School District, we found that we had some of the students who felt it was appropriate to wear the colors, which led to some fights and a variety of other activities out there. But the school district took a very strong approach to that, and if they came wearing colors, you know, with their blue shoelaces or whatever, if they came wearing colors, they were sent home. And so they took a very strong approach to that. In Covina, we have actually very little problem. We have some graffiti that's starting to show up, but at this point it's not really tied to a particular gang. As you know, each gang has their own distinctive kind of writing, and what we're finding is some, perhaps the term wannabe might be improper, but wannabe kinds of things where writings are showing up by people who are trying to appear to be gang members. We had a meeting with the Charter Oak School District officials about a month ago, and we brought in a man from the Los Angeles County Probation Department whose strong forte is in gangs, and he works from the El Monte area out to the county line. And we discussed his knowledge of gangs in our community, and frankly we have very little of a problem. Some of the group skinheads have been started, some of the skinhead groups have started in Covina, but at this point we're not experiencing any violent acts. As I say, the graffiti is somewhat of a small problem now, and it's not real concentrated, and again it's kind of people who appear to be looking to look like gang members, but not really a problem.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, I hope we can keep it that way.
I think we're lucky. I know West Covina, I worked on a program a while back where they were interviewing somebody from the West Covina Police Department, and I guess they have 3 full-time people that are on a gang detail over there.
Well, we're really very lucky. We're surrounded by communities that do have gangs. West Covina has gangs, Baldwin Park has gangs, Azusa has gangs.
Pomona, I'm sure.
Pomona has gangs. And frankly, we've been pretty lucky in that none have been able to establish any kind of a toehold here. In talking to that man from the county, he said that some people have relocated out here from the Los Angeles area, some gang members, and have tried to get things going, and they just don't seem to get any interest or support in that kind of thing. And frankly, I believe that a community, if the integrity of the community is such, gangs will not get started. For example, I mentioned the Charter Oak posture. If they see anything that looks like gangs, they take direct action right away. And that really quickly discourages that. Covina is a community that there's really not a lot of need for that out here. There's not that need to that association, that bonding kind of things that comes with gangs, because we have our community is a very strong family-oriented community, and the need for gangs just doesn't exist among our youth. And so I believe that if a community maintains its integrity, the community can resist that type of a gang problem, and so far we've been very lucky and we've resisted it.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thanks for your call.
Calling.
No, thank you.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
you know what, Marty? We have not given one thing away tonight. Can you?
Really?
That's pretty bad, isn't it?
That's
pretty stingy
bad.
on our part.
Oh, by the way, people out there in viewer land, Covina land, if we have a problem. There was a management change over at Fridays, And we had been getting sporadically the Dinner for Two certificates from them. And they have a new manager there, and he's very inexperienced about what our show is like. He doesn't know, he hasn't lived in Covina, so he's never seen it. And he wants to get an idea of what the viewership is and whether it's worth it to him to give us more certificates. He's agreed to give us one per month. So I beg you to go to Fridays, ask for...
What's his name? Hugh's successor.
Kirk. His name is Kirk. The manager's name is Kirk. Tell him you watch QC, you love Fridays, and you'd love him to give us more certificates that we then, in turn, can give to you, our viewers.
If not, we'll just give more stuff away from McMurphy's. You know, I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, McMurphy's, they're great. I mean, they supply us with those great sandwiches. I hope everybody has.
I wish McMurphy's was open after the show.
Yeah, because that would be definitely our stopping point after the show.
Yeah.
And,
nothing against Fridays, but we like McMurphy's.
They're fun people over there.
Hello, caller.
Hello.
Hi, who's this?
Who's this?
Don't say that, Marty.
Well, that's what you said. Who is it?
This is Shelley.
Hi, Shelley.
I have a cold, can't you tell?
Yeah, I can. I'm sorry. There's nothing funny about bacteria. Well, there's something funny about it, but there's too many letters in the word. What's up, besides your temperature?
I don't think I have a temperature. It's just runny nose.
Oh, yuck.
Here you go.
Yeah, right. Here you go.
Help yourself. Just
put that on the camera there. Oh, you got some on the lens. Jeez.
Okay.
Oh, Shelley, I'm sorry you feel bad.
We don't mean to make light of your situation, but what else can we do?
Then again,
we do.
Mock somebody
I
today.
was curious, how do you get to become a caller on this show? Like, I'm not a caller, like, how do you get to answer phones or anything like that?
Oh, you mean work here?
Yeah.
Oh, you come down here.
It consists of a very 3-month pre-employment examination period.
You might as well ask, how do you get a TV show here?
We have, of course, the CIA do a full checkout on you, and then, or you could just show up, like a lot of people do.
And then there's the initiation.
Yes. Hazing.
But, no, all you got to do is like show up. That's what everybody else does here. We just count on people showing up, and we'll find something for you to do. I swear.
Then, like, how do you get to be on the show, like, if you want to be, like...
As a guest? Are you interesting?
Am I interesting?
Yeah.
What do you mean by interesting?
Well, I mean, if you were watching yourself on TV, is that something you'd want to see? I mean, would you find yourself, photogenic and well-versed in something? Or what? What's the deal? Well, to be a guest, you have to have something to say. I don't know. More than I don't know. Shelley, I mean, we'd love to have you.
Make excuses for not doing dishes or something like that.
Well,
I've got the corner on that, Marty.
Have people call up saying, what's an excuse for so-and-so or something like that?
Excuse moment.
1001 excuses by Shelley.
Well, Shelley, I think you should working on the show first, and then we'll work you on the show. That's personally what I think should happen.
But yeah, if you want to come down any Saturday,
but first get
about 9, come in the back door.
There's food supplied. It's free.
Yeah, it's great from McMurphy's. And anybody
don't cost nothing.
What's a boomba?
A boomba is like a glass of beer. It's about this big, and you shouldn't drive after it.
Oh, because like on the shirt that I got a few weeks ago when I
Boomba.
It says home of the boomba. I'm going, what?
Thank you, Steve.
Boy, we're getting those freeze frames again. Once in there, that's a great one.
Yeah.
The boomba is. I'd wait till you're 21 to drink one of those. But oh, here we go. He's gonna do it again. Watch this. He's gonna give a freeze frame.
Okay. Here you go, Steve. Grab that one if you can.
Steve has a lot of fun in the control room with this on there.
But it's just a very large stein of beer.
Yeah.
That's all. I mean,
do you have any questions for the one and only chief of police in here in Covina?
Let me think.
Okay. You're supposed to write these down and have them ready.
Do you want to know anything about what they're?
Oh yeah, I remember. Okay, I saw this.
All right. Go ahead, Shelley.
Okay, for the chief, do you have a daughter named Carrie? I think.
No, I don't.
Do you have any daughters at all?
Yes, her name's Rhonda.
She's in Hawaii.
But do you like have a granddaughter named Carrie or something?
Granddaughter?
Yeah, she's about 19, I think.
Yeah.
No, I don't have any granddaughters.
That's why she's in Hawaii.
No. I was just curious because I know someone has the same last name as you do. She's going into 9th grade.
No relation.
Carrie.
Carrie Lentz?
Yeah.
Well, just a coincidence. Just a victim of circumstance.
Just a quintessential coincidence.
Covina or whatever. But no, the answer to your questions are no.
No Carries. Carrie Lentz's that we know of. But thanks for your question and thanks for your call. And you're welcome to combine.
Want to give her something for a cold?
Yeah, we should give her something for a cold.
No?
I've got some NyQuil. No, how about if we give her something nice? How about we've got a Private Beast tanning certificate. We have Carl's Jr. things to give away. We can give away a T-shirt.
Don't call me.
What's that?
I'm not supposed to call anymore.
Oh, are you in trouble?
Well, my mom said not to call you guys anymore. I don't know why.
Why?
She just said not to do that. So
She doesn't like our
right
show.
Now.
She doesn't like us?
I don't know. She just like last week or last time I called when they had a baby when Mary was over here. Remember that story?
The what?
Mary.
Vaguely.
She was 34 and single. She dared me to say that.
Oh yeah.
But
How old are you?
Me, I'm 12.
Oh. Maybe you shouldn't be watching.
Awful late. Yeah, it is.
So what? There's no school.
Well, we won't give you anything then.
Because like my mom's like.
Are we doing you a favor if we don't give you anything?
Yeah, because like what's his Dave called and like my mom's going, oh yeah, she said something before she left. Probably we would have, but we ended up going down anyways. But like, if you guys called, boy, I'd be in big trouble.
Well, okay.
Okay, well, don't watch our show.
Well,
okay?
I like watching your show.
Well, I appreciate that, but we cannot promote your defying your parents. So you know.
No, it's just like
I've learned this week.
I just can't call in.
I've learned this week by through a story that I won't tell you that we need to become responsible. So don't watch this
Who's
show.
patting your back?
That's Rob Van Riel's
Van
hand.
Riel.
Oh.
Hi, Rob.
This guy.
His arm's sticking in anywhere.
And who's patting his back?
We can't show that man yet. Don't show him yet. He's our big surprise.
Ooh, you saw his hand.
We saw his hand though. But well, Shelley, thanks for calling. I think we got a couple more calls I want to get through. But so we will talk to you next week.
Because it's
But don't watch the show. Watch it, but don't watch it.
And
your secret's safe with us.
Don't call in.
Okay, there you go.
Wait a minute. You can't watch the show yet. You want to come down here and work on it? What's the deal?
She just doesn't want me calling in.
Oh.
Why? Because it's a phone bill?
But you can watch.
But the phone bill's brand.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But you can watch.
Local calls.
I can watch, but she just doesn't want me calling.
Well, then just come down here.
I'll try getting out of that.
We'll call your house. We'll call your mom.
Try getting down there.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks.
See ya.
Wish me luck on my cold.
Good luck on your cold. Hope you have it for a long time. I mean, no, I hope you get rid of it. I mean, sorry.
It's nice
I'm going to give you luck on your cold.
Ooh, I'm sorry. Boy, I deserved that one, didn't I? That's a cold one. That's a pretty cold. That was cold.
That's cold,
Okay, but thanks, Shelley.
Okay,
bye-bye. See you, bye.
John.
Dave.
How you doing?
It's fine. How are you?
Good. Well, I think if there's any more calls waiting, Steve could let us know right now.
Put it on call waiting.
We have a little computer reader that tells us how many calls are waiting. We had somebody wait 45 minutes one night to get through.
People do that for us, and I can't understand the whole thing.
And neither can I.
It was a call from Tulsa, Oklahoma, so that got expensive too.
I'll bet.
Yeah.
You guys all the way to Tulsa, huh?
Mm-hmm.
We had one from Illinois a couple weeks ago.
One from Illinois? No, we did, honestly. We did have one, a friend of Marty's coming from Illinois.
Poogsley.
Poogsley, yeah, that was funny. He's not going to be
Oh, no, oh, yeah, okay, so we get another call. Who's there?
Oh, I'm Joan from Covina.
Hi, Joan. We figured you were from Covina.
That's my first clue.
I could tell by the phone call.
Well, I have a question for Chief Lentz.
All right.
I was interested in his comments regarding graffiti and gangs. I've had a one-woman crusade to have the graffiti removed from a bus stop bench on the corner of Roland and Citrus. I have called the city. Twice I have talked to the streets department, and then I talked with the city manager's office. And I bet this has been going on for 6 months now, and the graffiti is still there. How does Covina go about their graffiti and having it removed?
Just inches from a clean getaway. No, go ahead, John.
Oh, and I've also contacted someone on the Rotary in Covina, and nothing has been effective.
Well, if it's on a bus bench, actually, technically, it's the responsibility of RTD to keep those things.
Well, I was told that by the city manager's office, and they had said that they were going to get in contact with the RTD, and then they, in turn, would remove the graffiti. But it seems like that's such a long process that if it's been 6 months I've been attempting
That's that graffiti red tape.
Now,
that's really it's really taken much too long, and I agree with you. Your name is Joan?
Uh-huh.
Joan, I would suggest on Monday, what I'll do is I'll remind him, but I would suggest on Monday that you call in and ask for Fran Delach.
Okay.
He's at extension, I think, 209, 211, something like that. And ask for him, and he's responsible for taking care of those kinds of things. And frankly, if I get any complaints on graffiti, I refer them to him, and he gets some of the city crew to get out to clean them up. So what I would suggest you do is you talk to him personally, and I'll also mention to him as well.
Okay, I understand that some of the cities now have, if the businesses don't remove the graffiti, that the city goes out and paints the building, and then they in turn will charge the company for that graffiti removal, and I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, I think it's a strong program doing it that way.
I don't know if Covina has that, but
no,
if
we
don't. Although I really feel that Covina has very little graffiti, and I think that's the one thing I was concerned with, is because that has remained there. But I will take your advice, and I will attempt to call him then.
Yeah, I would. And again, you know, when those things get started, it's kind of like I was talking earlier about gangs. If you allow those things to start and remain, and particularly something like graffiti, once it gets started, then it can escalate. And so our approach is to remove them whenever we see it, so that you don't get it getting worse all the time.
Well, I agree with you. I've been a citizen of Covina for a long, or a resident of Covina for a long time, and I hope that I remain here a long time as well, and that it stays graffiti-free.
Well, we'll work on it.
Well, thank you.
All right, John. Thank you.
Very nice call. Very good one.
Pertinent.
That was probably the toughest call you had to handle tonight, wasn't it?
Oh, it was okay.
See, you were so nervous. You thought everybody's going to harass you about.
Well, I figured you were going to have some calls come in.
Lambast him.
Yeah.
Calls come in?
I had heard that you had set up a few people to make some calls.
Oh, don't say that. Please don't say that.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard.
We never set up calls.
We never set up calls. No, we got picketed because somebody one time said we did set up.
Are you kidding?
No.
Because we let these certain poets come on and beatniks come on the set.
Who are you mocking now?
Read this stupid poetry on the air. And because somebody called from inside the building, actually somebody who volunteers, somebody who shows up like we talked about, called up and said, I think you guys are a joke, which I think everybody agreed with, but they thought we set up the call, which we did not. So they came and picketed American Cable, so it was a big mess.
They picketed you because you set up a call?
They said we were being unfair to them.
Quintessential Covina, they picketed.
Yeah.
But the only place they had to picket that was the front of American Cable Systems, and I thought it was pretty unfair.
So it was kind of fun when Fran called me that day, and then Randy Corbin comes like, what's going on down there? What's that? Is
that a writer's strike or what?
Yeah, exactly. On this show, it's pretty obvious.
Yeah. Written by beatniks. Hello, caller. You're our last caller for this segment.
Hello.
Hi, who's this?
Tammy from Covina.
Tammy from Covina.
I knew you were from Covina.
I'm waiting to hear so this is Joe from Southgate. But come on, no, I'm kidding. Of course, we're only in Covina. That's why we made light of that situation.
For the chief.
Okay.
I wanted to tell him that I think Covina police do a very good job in handling everything around here. And they act fast. The bad part is I live in the county side.
I see.
And they don't get here as fast. So, also I wanted to find out, how come a person who lives out of Covina can't get a ride-along from Covina?
Well, our ride-along program is very popular, and as a result, and maybe to explain to everybody what ride-along is that we allow citizens to come in and ride along with a police officer for, we try to keep it to about 4 hours a night. And they get an opportunity to experience what police officers go through and so forth. And what we've had to do is we've had to limit it to residents of Covina because it's so popular that we just have so many people out there that it really gets to be kind of overbearing on the police officers, and that there's just so many ride-alongs that pretty soon they're spending a lot of their times on ride-alongs and not on doing police work. So we've had to cut it back and limit it just to people who are citizens of the city. But if you have a particular interest and you'd really like to do it, then give me a call during the week, and then perhaps we can set something up.
Okay, because I was an explorer for Irwindale.
I see.
And I had called over to Covina once, and they told me the only way I could get a ride-along is if I knew somebody in the department. So.
Well, if you want to ride along, like I said, give me a call during the week, and then we'll set something up for you.
Okay. Boy, we do great things on QC. Now, see, somebody gets a ride along because they watch this show. That's great. I feel proud.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, I didn't leave that one for you.
Okay. Well, that I think was our last caller of this segment.
I think so. No. We got to go.
We'll see who this is. Marty?
Dave, somebody's going to draw the line. Hello, caller.
Hello.
Hi, who's this?
This is Sandy.
Hi,
Sandy, how you doing?
Wonderful.
Good.
You snuck in there.
Oh, I know. I heard you saying that last one was going to be the last call. I thought, oh, well.
That was like 2 calls ago.
I've been on hold for nothing.
Oh, how long have you been on hold?
About 23 minutes now.
Not bad as the average goes.
Good, huh? 23 minutes.
We have tenacious callers.
Really? In public?
What's your point?
My point?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're limited on time, sorry.
Oh, sorry. I moved into the Twilight Zone. I have these neighbors who report visitors from New York and park all over the streets every single weekend. And nobody can even come down our street because it's so narrow. And there's got to be some kind of regulations against all this.
Yeah, let the air out of their tires. They won't do that much. Oh, I'm sorry. I would not promote doing something like that.
Why did you say it?
Why did it's slipped out.
Don't do that. What is your name again?
My name is Sandy, and
Sandy?
I would never do anything illegal.
Good.
I mean,
Never?
It's hard to
See, I didn't know it was
drive
against the law.
Good.
It's hard to drive a van around, a cement mixer, a huge boat, landscaping truck.
What street is this?
Groverdale.
Is it a Covina section or is it county section?
It's unfortunately county.
Oh, well, there's nothing I can do about the county section. However...
Snuck out of that one, didn't you? Yeah. Oh,
however...
Not to make light of your situation.
Sandy, if you do have a problem, the Sheriff's Department will enforce the overnight parking ordinance in the county upon complaint. So if you'll call the San Dimas substation and give them the complaint, they will come out and enforce the overnight parking ordinance in your area.
You would think so, huh?
Yes, they will. If you'll call and complain, they'll come out.
Oh, no, they won't.
Oh.
Why, you've done this?
All my neighbors have. I've only lived here 1.5 years, and I was warned when I moved in here what it was like, and I had no idea.
So why'd you move in?
So you had fair warning, Come on.
Everybody makes their own bed,
I know, but this is ridiculous.
There's an option, you can annex into the city.
Well, I thought we were going to be annexed in.
And then you get that excellent Covina Police Department protection.
True.
All you have to do is request it. Pardon me?
Can I do it with just my own house?
What you have to do is, there's a gentleman in the city named Fran Delatch. I realize I keep using that same name, but call Fran.
What a good name it is.
And he
Fran's
will
going to be ringing off the hook.
Quintessential
Covina to call you.
Oh, Fran.
And Fran's also in charge of annexations. And so if you'll call him and talk to him about that, he'll look at whether we can annex your area.
Friend of mine.
Interesting proposition.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks for calling, Sandy.
I get entertainment. I'm not going to divulge the location because I'm sure you appreciate it. No. It's where I live. I live in Covina. No, there's a motor policeman who stands. I'm two doors down from the corner of Main Street, and he waits there, and I can just hear his motorcycle. He's sitting there with his radar gun. And every few minutes I hear...
that area that you're discussing is, I'm very familiar with that, and he's been assigned out there because of the speed on San Bernardino Road.
Yeah, I'm careful.
Yes.
I think someone else.
They're just like feeding... Hello, caller.
Hello.
Who's this?
This is Reba.
Hi, Reba.
Reba, what's going on?
One of our regulars.
Huh?
Reba the regular.
I had a question for the chief.
Yes.
About 2.5 years ago, I know there was a big burglary problem up in northern Covina around Citrus and Arrow. Do you know how that is? I mean, I haven't heard anything lately about it. Has the burglary rate gone down, or?
No, our burglary rate is up a little bit over last year. I think it's up about 3% over last year. The area of Citrus and Arrow, I'm not particularly familiar that we're having that problem now, but what we do is we go through kind of cycles where we'll have an area that'll be that gets hit, and then we start putting extra enforcement out there, and then it kind of drives the problem down. But burglary is a continuing problem in the community, and frankly it's a problem that really needs a lot of citizen participation in protecting themselves, because what's really going to help cut that down is a good crime prevention techniques that you use in your own home.
i.e. Neighborhood Watch, something like that?
Neighborhood Watch, our Safe Alarm System.
Just safe practices.
Operation ID, yes. Those kinds of programs.
Okay.
Safe practices.
I mean, leave music playing or something like that so people think you're home, lock
Lights
your doors.
On,
yeah, exactly that.
I always leave my television on channel 33 when I'm home. I'm not away.
Yeah, but what do you do if you're home in the middle of the night and you're asleep and they break in?
Well, they're just wait, try it.
It happened.
Really?
Yes.
To you?
Yes.
Well, those are very very disastrous kinds of situations. They really affect the homeowner. Yes, and fortunately, those are very few and far between. But again, good locks on your doors. Again, I hate to keep pushing this, but our safe alarm system, which rings directly into our police station.
How does that work? I never heard that before.
It's an alarm system that has 4 aspects of it. It's fire, it's a paramedic, intrusion, and then a perimeter alarm. And what that does is we have a sign in your front yard letting everyone know that there is in fact the house is alarmed. And then if someone breaks in, then there's a local alarm that goes off. That's certainly
a bell, or what you
a bell, or those depending on which alarm company puts it in, which alerts the neighbors to the fact that someone's there. It also lets the intruder know that the alarm has been activated. That signal goes directly to our station, and then we immediately respond units out from our wherever they are in the field or from the station to the residents, and so we have very quick response out there. But it's a very strong deterrent when a burglar comes up, sees the sign, knows that it's protected, and then in addition, if they do try to get in, then that local alarm goes off. And so that notifies you, the homeowner, it notifies the neighbors, and also notifies the burglar, and most cases will scare the burglar off.
Is that done through a private company or through the city? Or?
Yeah, what you do is you can contact our crime prevention office during the day. That's Officer Glenn Myers or Officer Patty Anderson, extension 452 or 453, and they will give you a list of dealers who are authorized to install that type of alarm, and then you go to that alarm company, they install it, and then it's automatically connected up to our station.
Well, I do want to comment on your response time. I mean, your response time is great. When we've had problems before, I know they're out there immediately, but not to be negative, but I know after we were burglarized and I tried to set up a neighborhood watch, and I called Glenn Myers several times, and I never was able to get a hold of him.
Well, I'd ask if, I don't know if you can leave your phone number or whatever, but if you'll leave some way we can get a hold of you, I'll have him call you on Monday.
Okay.
We have Reva's number.
You like call Fran DeLatch or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can't get a hold of Glenn, call Fran.
No, I mean, I usually have pretty good luck getting hold of Glenn. I call him once or twice a week usually.
Yeah, but you're with the cable company. Of course he's going to answer to you, David.
Can I say?
I mean, you have connections.
Oh, Dave CLUCK put him right through.
Boy, I remember somebody called there using my name once, and I was there. The whole place just came to a standstill. Dave's on the phone! So they had to pull Glenn out of the bathroom to come in and talk to me.
If they know you're not married, I'll call up and say, I'm Mrs. David CLUCK. Maybe then, you know.
Yeah, they might buy it. Not everybody knows that I'm single down there.
I'll try that.
Okay, well, thanks for calling, Reba.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Good night.
Bye.
Last call, that was it.
That was it. That was the last call.
Was that a proposing thing? No, I think it was...
Well, I think Pete, her husband, would be a little upset. But, well, John, we're going to go to a music segment right after this, even though we have a call in there. Maybe we'll take it in the control room at the break, maybe. Just say hi, thanks for calling. But, John, we really appreciate you being on with us.
My pleasure.
And I know it was fun. It's been a long night, hasn't it?
Yes, it has.
And I know you're probably dying to get home and get some rest. And I know the feeling. So, and I appreciate you coming out, and your lovely wife, Janice. Thank you for sticking with us the whole night.
Thank you very much. Even she was here longer than I was.
She was. Don't you feel bad, Marty?
Yeah, I do, Dave.
Okay, good. So that's all that matters.
Don't think I don't feel bad. I feel horrible.
There she is. There's Janice. Hi, Janice.
I wish we had a better... Yeah, bump that gain. Yeah.
Okay, but John,
thank you. Marty, thank you very much.
Enjoyed it. I think we answered a few questions. I think that's what we're here about. And when we come back, we're going to have our special guest who's sitting in for Jeffrey Plummer tonight. His name is the Nightrider, and he will be doing a story about the actual. It's a surprise, but it's a band. I can't say who it is. Oh, so fine. My show. I can say whatever I want.
Oh, he knows.
I can.
He knows.
Well, I typed up a script on the computer. These guys don't.
Okay.
But anyways,
I say the producer always gets left out.
Well, you were at a wedding in Visalia.
Yeah.
But we'll be right back with the Nightrider right after this. And thanks again, John.
See you, Covina.
Thank you. Okay.
Hi, I'm Carl Johnson, and I have a 4th of July message for you from the San Gabriel Valley Fire Authority. Fireworks are not legal in Covina. I'd like to repeat that. Fireworks are not legal in Covina. You know, if it explodes or leaves the ground, it is illegal in the state of California and also in the city of Covina. Any type of fireworks. You know, each year, fireworks cause over 600 fires within the state of California and over $1 million worth of damage. The tragic part of fireworks incidents is the number of injuries. Over 400 occurred last year, and 60% of the injuries were to children under 15. And a lot of people think that safe and sane fireworks are not the cause of these injuries or fires. Unfortunately, 30% of the injuries are caused from safe and sane fireworks. We would hope that you would join with us again this year, as you have in the past, and help us make July 4th a very safe holiday. We have information for you about fireworks if you desire. If you will call 814-8505, that's area code 818. We would hope that you would have a good old-fashioned family picnic with your family, and at night look at a public display that are at various locations in Los Angeles County. For further information, please call area code 818-786-5170. We would hope that you would join with us, the American Cable Company, and the San Gabriel Valley Fire Authority, and have a safe 4th of July.
You got it. Girls Fight Tonight. Well, there you got it. Our featured guest, and she is going to be trailblazing on a hot new path. Back again, Julie Brown. Anyways, I know that last scene was kind of interesting. I don't think we're ever going to see stuff like that in Quintessential Covina. I don't know. What do you think, Rob?
Some interesting lyrics there.
Yeah. Why don't we get Shoot a mud wrestle, huh? With Dave or Marty?
No, that sounds like too much of a dirty thing.
Yeah, I think that'd be great. Anyways, I do want to close off a couple of things, but before I do mention a couple of things, concert calendar. Concert calendar. Where's the concert calendar? We've got a lot of great things happening here. Linda Ronstadt. Run DMC, I think you could read what you see on the screen. Ryuichi Sakamoto is going to be great. And of course, down on the bottom, 10,000 Maniacs, one of my all-time favorites. Of course, Natalie Merchant, whose great vocal shines through and through. Concert calendar. QC. We're back. What I wanted to tell you what happened? Okay, anyways, the two last things I want to tell you about is upcoming Patti Smith. Her new album of after 10 years of, yes, Patti Smith will be releasing an LP within the next week. Look out for that one. And finally, Brian Wilson will be back after about 3 or 4 years. Solo, yes, one of the Beach Boys. He's coming out with an LP too. And Rob, aren't you happy one of the Beach Boys is coming out this summer?
It's going to be awesome. I'm so excited.
You sound really excited.
Yep.
How about that?
You're so excited your hair's standing up.
Hey, it's electrifying. I mean, I didn't put my finger in the plug for nothing. Yeah. It's my hairdo.
Just don't, never mind.
Yeah. Anyways, that's Rock Report. You know, Jeffrey will be back next week, and I appreciate the time here. Maybe me and Jeff could do the show again. Hey, how about that? That's it, folks. What next? Where are we going to? PSA? Okay.
From January through June of 1987, 42 children have died in the state of California as a result of child abuse. Hi, I'm Detective Jerry Crawford from the Covina Police Department. As a parent, you should know that approximately 100,000 children are reported to be sexually abused every year in the United States. 85 to 90% of all parents who are abused as children will become abusers themselves. Learn to recognize potential problems within your home, such as frustration, rejection, poor self-image of one or both parents, social isolation, and recurring over-punishment. Find out what you can do to stem this tide of child abuse by calling the Covina Police Department at 331-3391.
We're here to help. Thank you.
Hello, this is Robert Orsi, host of Families Today. Our 30-minute program explores contemporary parenting issues. Each show takes an in-depth look at a single subject. Program topics address solutions to pressing problems or resources to improve family life. My 20 years as an educator and psychologist have given me the opportunity to develop a network of successful professionals able to provide families today with the best information. So please join us on Families Today.
every Wednesday at 7:30 here on Channel 33.
His best friend was killed in a car accident because he was drunk. Now, every time we hear the siren, we think it could be David.
I was terrified. I found things in his room I didn't want to find.
I was afraid of what she might do this time. When I opened the door, she was standing there with a piece of glass in her hand.
You love your kid, but you're afraid for him. Call Kids of Southern California before it's too late.
Hello.
Hi, WE. What's going on?
Let's get a mic up.
Hey, WE Walrus is with us. How you doing, WE?
Oh, pretty good. How are you doing there, Dave?
Oh, I'm doing just fine. It's good to see you. How have you been?
Oh, just great. I've been catching some of that beautiful California sunshine and laying out on the beach every day, you know.
You gotta watch out for you can't get too many photons, you know. It's kind of bad for you. You know,
photons?
Yeah.
No, I like a few croutons on my salad, though.
Oh, you're a wacky guy. You're a wacky walrus if I've ever known one.
Really?
We heard you like the wacky too there, Dave.
No. We're gonna get in trouble again.
Oh, yeah. Oh, boy. It's after midnight. It's Sunday morning.
It's after midnight. Oh, Dave's loosening it up. Marty's gone through this whole week. I'm going to have to be a good boy.
I mean, he likes to get wacky, you know, like me.
Okay, wacky.
Okay, I tend to get a little bit wacky sometimes. Even Margaret Wolf gets wacky sometimes.
You should have seen her.
Especially this week.
Get a little crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice to let your hair down every once in a while.
Yeah,
yes,
too.
especially my beautiful reggae hair.
Reggae. Yeah, Rastafarian Walrus here.
Hey, dude.
Hey, dude. Hey, man.
Reggae.
Rasta.
So, we're getting toward the end of the long evening.
Yeah, we had a great guest tonight, John Lentz.
Sure did. I hope that we
saw.
have him back again sometime soon.
Why is that, Margaret?
I think he's really nice,
Yes,
but a great representative of Covina.
Yeah? You want to get a little deeper into that talk?
No, not right now.
Oh, what's going on? Margaret's losing. She's getting wacky. That's what's going on.
I'm getting wacky.
Oh,
See,
boy.
it's late and I get a little wacky.
Woo-wee!
Woo! I don't know.
Are there any calls waiting?
I don't think so.
Yeah? Well, see, now we want them.
Yeah. Boy, hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Who's this?
Kelly.
Kelly, what's going on?
Nothing much.
Really, I haven't seen any Mullers here.
Really? Hi, Kelly.
Hi. I just got back from Florida.
Oh, how was that?
right.
Did you have fun? Are you all tan?
Semi. It wasn't very sunny out there. It was raining all the time.
Did you go to the Space Center or anything?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Space Center, Epcot, SeaWorld, and Jetty Beach.
Kelly, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Did you manage to wear all of your $500 wardrobe that you took down there with you?
Most of it.
At once.
Your mother and I had talked about that.
Yeah.
$500 wardrobe? Hey, it's one of my suits. Hey,
Yeah.
then again.
That's one of my shoes.
From?
But it was really humid out there, but it was still a lot of fun.
You didn't get a cold, did you?
No, no cold.
Boy,
good.
Shelley has a cold tonight.
But she shouldn't be watching.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, she can watch, she can't call.
She can watch, yeah. She didn't call.
Aww.
But Kelly can call and
Look,
watch.
it's a dead walrus.
Oh, you're snoozing on the job, guys. Sorry.
I buried Paul.
You caught me snoozing.
Did my voice bring them back to life?
Yeah.
Yes, it did.
I've got a question. Who's running my camera tonight?
Which,
Wayne
your
or
camera?
John?
Well, Margaret was running it for a little while. John's here with us, John Aceves, and Margaret did a good job running camera for a little while.
Good.
How did you like the Nightrider?
Different.
Pretty
Very
cool
different.
I really liked him. I thought he was just fantabulous.
I really don't have much of a comment.
Oh, really?
Would you like to see him again? Is this another someone that you'd like to see
Yeah, I
be
think-
incorporated?
I'd rather
into
see
Quintessential?
Jeff.
Well, what about when
That's
Jeff
nice.
isn't
We'll
here?
tell Jeff. Yeah, what happens if Jeff isn't here? I can't do it.
Whatever.
I'm under
I think-
union contract.
Yeah,
I
those-
couldn't double for that.
Those darn unions. Kelly, I think you're holding back something. I get this feeling.
Uh-uh.
No. I know. You are.
Okay.
It's just between us, but I know you are.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
He's eating the new set. WE is eating the new set. What?
You can have indigestion tonight.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, he's pretty tasty. You guys never feed me enough over here, you know.
Well, we got the food from
McMurphy's. Plenty of sandwiches out there.
What's the deal?
Oh, come on, there's not enough seaweed on that stuff.
Seaweed. We'll put an order in next week.
Yeah.
Fresh seaweed, please. Yeah, man. Well, Kelly, I'm glad you had a good time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe we'll see you next week.
Yeah, I hope so.
Okay. Maybe I'll be
I
here.
miss you guys.
Miss you too.
We
miss you too, Kelly.
And happy belated birthday, Marty.
Thank you so much, Kelly.
Did you take any pictures of your vacation?
Lots, about 4 rolls.
Then you have to make sure that you bring them next week, and we'll look at them.
Yeah, I know, Margaret.
It's just that I went there,
Margaret,
and I
thanks.
really enjoyed myself.
We've enjoyed having Margaret sit in with us.
I'm sorry.
We're gonna have an hour early crew call next week, so we can get through these pictures and then get on the air. No, I'm kidding, Kelly. I'd love to see.
I only volunteered myself to look at them. You don't.
I want to look at them too.
You all can look at them.
Okay.
Except the ones that I'm in.
Okay.
Okay.
Who is sleeping?
Yes, you're holding back again. You're blocking, Vito.
You're blocking. Well, Kelly, thanks for calling.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see you soon.
Okay.
Okay.
Tell your family hi.
Goodbye.
Have a good week.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Mullers.
Bye,
Mullers.
Fireworks are illegal in Covina.
Yeah, keep that in mind.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. I know. You're a regular pyromaniac.
Look at that nice title Steve did.
That's
all
great,
like
Steve.
I know.
Everyone switch places.
I know.
It's driving me crazy. Oh.
Everyone switch places. Chinese fire drill.
Oh, we could see almost a little bit of W.E.'s head there coming up from behind the, or his talker's head. You know, it's so funny. There's one person on our show that is never around when W.E. is. You never see the two of them. In the
Marlon Brando.
Exactly.
Joe Hawkinson?
Joe Hawkinson. Calling all Joe Hawkinsons. Calling all Joe Hawkinsons.
If anybody knows where Joe Hawkinson is,
Has anybody even talked
I
to
need a
him
break. No.
So I tried calling him. I left a message, I don't know, several times. And
Many moons
Joe is like, he's off doing some journalistic, he's on some journalistic sabbatical or something. And we'd love to hear from Joe if you're out there in the audience watching, Joe.
Well, I would like to say that we might have a new, some help on the news program.
Did you speak to this person?
Yes, I did.
Yeah?
She is a former...
Producers never find out anything.
I know.
It's only its executive, or middle management types.
Middle management, yeah, the non-committal types.
Non-committals.
Right. Yeah. Talk to Marty.
I was committed once.
Yeah, Bellevue.
Thank you, Bellevue. Never one that would never put myself up for a good joke.
You are a
but
good joke.
Marie Van Voren, who used to host a news program down at American Cable Systems in Carson, which is an Emmy-nominated news program.
How come we're not?
Wouldn't that be great? Maybe she and I can work on something and get our program nominated for an Emmy.
That would look nice in the corner, huh?
Yeah, really, wouldn't we?
Right next to W.E. over there.
Yeah.
You'd probably eat it.
Our Emmy.
It's just one other success we can add to our many success here in Covina.
Oh, yeah, our award-winning.
We've done many good things here on our program.
Yeah, we sure have.
Surprisingly, we have.
And if anybody out there that is familiar with some of the good things that we've done a few things that maybe we could say we're a little bit ashamed of.
But we're learning.
We're not going to dwell on
this
those.
much.
Yeah.
We're not going to dwell on those. I think it's important it's important to really pick on and highlight the good stuff. And if you think that Quintessential Covina is a good, worthwhile show, we want to hear about it. Letters to us, letters to
Fran DeLatch.
Maybe
call Fran DeLatch
mayor or something like that.
Yeah.
If anybody
Chief of Police.
Yeah. If you're interested in letting people know that you think Quintessential Covina is a good show, honestly, we do need to know. We're not, we're not clairvoyant. We don't know what people think of us, and it's actually just because we're real insecure.
This is clairvoyant.
And Clara.
And clairvoyant.
First of many marriages, there she is. And, but yeah, we'd love to hear from you. And if you have any comments or questions, we've gotten a few letters in the past. We're still taking applicants for the Miss QC.
Few is the key word there.
Few, yeah. Right. We're still taking applicants for the Miss QC pageant.
We need to get a little more organized about that.
Yeah, we do. We'll get a serious... Now that school's out, I think some of the young ladies might have a little more free time.
And less clothes.
Wow.
A caller!
And if you're interested in being a part of the Miss QC pageant, write us send us a letter at this address right there.
Miss Universe was on Late Show last night. She was like Miss Thailand. She was like Miss Thailand for 2 weeks, then became Miss Universe. She was the first contest she's been in. Bam.
Oh my God. And she's on late night.
She's like she thinks that's why she won, because she's like being herself and she hadn't gone through all the.
If you happen to watch Geraldo Rivera, they seem to take that up. You've mentioned the subject, and I'm just trying to...
No, go ahead. No, it's just Geraldo, that's all.
I heard he was going to try to look in the basement at Covina City Hall. See if
yeah.
Lost records.
Right.
Yeah.
It's J.S. Phillips' vault.
Yeah, J.S. Phillips.
There's a caller there.
Crates and crates of oranges.
Yeah.
Hello, caller.
Hello.
Hi, who's this?
This is Terry.
Terry, what's going on?
Terry.
Oh, not too much. I was just calling in. This is the first time I've called.
Well, nice to have you.
How many times? How many times have you watched?
Oh, about 7, 8 times now I've watched.
That's good. Good number.
We can consider you a regular then.
Yeah, you're a regular viewer.
Pretty much. When I'm
As opposed to irregular.
I turn it on.
Good.
I just called in to commend you. You guys are doing a good job. And,
Thank you.
I was exceptionally interested in the program tonight with John Lentz, and didn't get in earlier. I tried to call a little bit earlier and hung on for a while to speak to him, tell him what a good job the police department is doing. One suggestion, if in the future, maybe you could get somebody from the maintenance department or road department in the city on to...
What do you want to ask?
Potholes.
Got a pothole, do you?
Potholes, trees. I'm just curious about how what their priorities are and how they decide
what tools they use, how they sharpen them, things like that.
Now, what their budget is and how they decide what their priorities are.
I think
that's a good point. I think
the squeaky wheel gets oiled. That's the.
I think what I know about the city is I know that they are in kind of a budget crunch time, and there's not a lot of money right now in the city, and so there's not a lot of money. That extra money to do a lot of programs like that I'm sure they would like to do. Some of that stuff might be put off a little bit, but I think it would be a good idea to have somebody in from operations from the city, maybe. Fran DeLatch or John Thompson.
Fran DeLatch.
Call Fran DeLatch.
Call Fran DeLatch.
He's going to be bombarded on Monday with.
But I must say that speaking of guests, we got a confirmation on Friday that Congressman David Dreyer is going to be with us in one of the coming weeks.
That would be
Did he give us
great.
an indication when he might be available?
He kind of said whenever you guys are ready. So
whenever he's not in Washington.
Yeah, because it is Congress is in session right now. So
let us know. Let us know ahead of time because
we'll give you a good promo on that.
Well, yeah, we're going to start promoting the show on MTV and ESPN and CNN and that kind of stuff through ad avails. At 2 minutes an hour, there's ad avails.
Oh, look at that.
A freeze frame of Margaret.
Oh, incredible.
I know.
But we're going to have Congressman Dreyer on. We've got Lori Brandt, who's going to be back with us. In the fall, former Mayor Larry Straight's going to be on with us.
Pete Chavez.
In a musical mood.
Pete Chavez is going to be with us. Yeah, Larry's going to sing a few songs for us.
Great.
An actor friend of mine, Freddie Holliday's confirmed that he wants to be on with us. A man of face that you've seen on thousands or 600 TV commercials over the years.
I finally saw that commercial.
The Newprin one?
Last night, yeah.
I saw him today in a new commercial. He did one.
Oh, it's W.A.
He does a Max Fly golf commercial.
Have you seen Marlon Brando?
Have I seen Marlon Brando?
Yeah.
Not lately.
Yeah, that's weird.
He was here. He came by earlier, didn't he?
He's on his island. Did he sell his island?
I don't know.
All right, Marty.
Look at that.
That's pretty scary, Marty.
That's
real scary, kids.
Scary.
So if you or anybody else out there,
anybody you love,
know of any guests who you think would be interesting and a legitimate kind of walrus, give us a call and then let us know because we're always looking. We do this every week. So
who do you speak to? You or Dave?
You can talk to me.
Yeah, you can call WE. Call Fran DeLatch or something.
No.
Call me because Dave.
I'm the middle management non-committal type.
You're the producer. You don't know what's going on, right?
Marty's the producer. I'm more the the owner.
Yeah,
I would just say that.
Owner.
Creative.
He's the owner. He's like George Steinbrenner or something.
Creative source, executive producer.
And I'm like
type.
Billy Martin.
Yeah, right. 5 times over.
Yeah, that's an amazing story, isn't it? But call me. My number is 331-7137 in the 818 area code. Of course, it's Covina. And if you have any ideas for who we should have on the show or a subject we should cover, let me know.
Yeah, I have some ideas. I'd like to talk to you.
Well, I'm home usually during the day on and off, and I have a machine. So
you want to give me that number one more time?
There you go. Just look at your screen, sir.
Channel 33's new show, Quintessential Covina, is looking for interesting guests. Musicians, comedians, or people with just a view to air.
View to a kill.
From air to view.
I think I can
Contact me, that's Marty, 818-331-7137.
Okay.
Thank you.
I will get in touch with you, definitely.
Okay.
Okay. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks for calling, Terry.
Nice talking to you.
We're trying to do that.
Bye-bye.
We're trying to keep it up.
We're trying to keep it up.
So anyway.
Well, I think it's time to
Boogie?
exit the show.
Book.
Margaret Wolf, thanks for coming on with us at the end
You're
here.
welcome.
Thank you.
And good job on the news segment.
Ms. Wolf.
The hardworking Margaret Wolf doing an excellent job as usual. WE, thank you very much.
We're proud of her. Oh, by the way. By the way, did anybody see the TV guide in the Tribune last Sunday?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I was going to bring that in. And,
we have one more call.
One more call.
No,
let's take one.
I want to know what those two interviews that were. Oh, she's so. Hello, caller. Hello, caller. Oh, he's gone.
Okay, well that's it.
Yeah.
Are we ready
have
to
to
go?
thank our sponsors.
We have to thank our sponsors. Let's go with our sponsor tape, Steve. If that's ready, let's roll it right now.
It's our sponsor thanker moment. Oh, you know what? We didn't get it. Darn.
Oh, I gotta say something right now. This week I was so busy all week this week. I didn't get by the Broadway. Neither did Marty to pick up our clothes. So, you know, we still are going to be working with the Broadway.
And I got the shot of that and
Did you? Okay.
End of Agape too, and we'll be on
The
next.
Broadway supplying you with wardrobe?
Yes.
What about me?
Well, see, let me get some first.
What about me?
Yeah, Jeff's gonna want some. Walrus is gonna want
the
some.
Walrus.
We will
Marlon Brando, Fran DeLatch,
Yeah,
everybody's
Fran
gonna want.
DeLatch is gonna want something.
Maybe one of us a week or something like that. You know, we could do something.
That would be a
that
good
sounds
idea.
great.
Yeah.
And we could like model it here and.
Right.
Okay, but first of all, Private Beach Tanning. Pat and Bill Blank, everybody down there at Private Beach
Hi,
Tanning,
Pat.
for giving us great things to give away and being great, wonderful viewers.
Yes.
Thanks a lot, so much. And next,
Covina Chamber of Commerce. We'd like to thank Randy, Carol, Maria, help me out. Becky, Lori,
and everybody else.
Everyone else at Covina Chamber of Commerce. They do a wonderful job.
McMurphy's a place for eating and drinking. They supply us with wonderful sandwiches and beverages every weekend. I suggest that you go there. It's great.
And Studio 7 Fashion Career College. If you're looking for a career in the fashion industry, Studio 7 is the place to go right here.
Look in the TV guide from last Sunday's.
Yeah, exactly. And they do a great job.
Graphics too. Thanks for, let's see, what is graphics?
Thanks for the logo.
Right, our logo,
and that kind of stuff. They've done it. They've just been a big help. Go to graphics too anytime you need graphics.
That's
Graphically speaking.
TGI Fridays, which I don't know, are we going?
I don't know.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
TGI Fridays, who supply us with only one dinner per month, and we'd like to get more, so give them a call.
And of course, Agape buttons for doing I didn't bring my button on, and I was wondering.
I know. I have it on my visor in the car. I was going to grab it off, and I didn't. But Agape buttons there, and they're right on the cusp of San Dimas and Glendora.
Yeah, they do very good work, very quick and very professional work.
I have a friend who's a guppy.
Yeah. That's Agape, W-E.
Oh, sorry.
H-E-A-P-E. Button and badge.
And of course, I'd like to thank
the Broadway.
Carl's Jr.
Carl's Jr.
Ron called earlier. Sorry, we didn't give anything away. We didn't give anything away tonight, so we were kind of being.
Ron tagged me a few days ago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I had my dark glasses on and.
Tonight?
Wasn't sure, but then he heard my voice when I said, "Hey, get out of the way."
Yeah.
That sounds like Marty.
Hey,
he said, "You're Marty, aren't you?" What's the attitude?
Skimpy on the fries there, aren't you?
Yeah.
And they said, "Oh, it's Marty Getz." But Carl's Jr. and of course the Broadway. Who will be? If I wasn't so busy this week, I would have been down there to get some more clothes, and Marty would have been down there. Busy week this week. I'm really sorry, but not going out there. But I look like usual. Good old Dave.
They're looking for people.
Yeah, if you'd like a career that actually pays pretty well, they now have commissioned salespeople and this and that, and they offer a great line of clothes. I used to do most of my clothes shopping there.
They apply no pressure. Okay. Okay. Well, gee, it's been a great night. At least half of it.
We also have to thank our co-host.
Co-host?
Our guest.
How about our guest?
Our guest.
Okay.
John Lentz, of course, from the
Chief of Police
of the Covina Police Department. What
Does
a guy.
a fine job always.
Yes, he does.
He'll be back someday.
And he's a lot of fun.
He didn't feel too bad when he left.
Yeah, he seems like a nice guy.
He's a great guy. Yeah, Margaret, he is a nice guy.
He's a real nice guy. You're going to tell us a little bit more about that, Margaret.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Okay. We'd like to thank our crew, of course, for being with us tonight. John,
like
Steve, Jim, Wayne, and of course Rob Van Reel.
Nightrider.
Nightrider, sure.
W.E.
And everybody else. And Carrie and everybody for
That's
working
right.
on the phones. Good job, guys. I'd like to say hi to Kevin Snavely, who came by to visit us tonight. Hey, Kevin.
Thank you for your support.
Thank you for your support.
Hey,
and,
thank you.
You're welcome.
No!
But anyways, I think it's time.
What a crazy guy.
I am a crazy guy, but I love me and everybody else does
I love
too.
me. You like me. You like me.
Be nice.
No, that's Sally.
Exactly. Be nice.
Why?
Why not? Why not be nice?
You like Sally Fields too? Okay. Okay, well.
Particularly?
Oh, just in general. Okay. I'll be nice. But that's not my style. Have a good night, Covina. Have a good weekend, and we'll see you next week. It's 4th of July. We'll have Pete Chavez. That's our plan. If you're watching, thank you for saying happy birthday, Pete. And every once in a while, I feel like I'm Bryant Gumbel. I don't know why.
Maybe because, yeah, I can get that.
There's that look on your face when you
Yeah.
do that.
So anyway, next week we'll see you. And remember, fireworks are illegal and dangerous, and that's why they're illegal. So don't buy them. Don't blow them up. Leave it to the professionals. Don't try this at home.
Yes.
And we'll see.
Don't drink and drive.
Right. I saw a bumper sticker on a Pepsi truck. If you must drink and drive, drink Pepsi. So
there's a good one.
Good. And thanks for watching. Good night.
Thanks for watching Quintessential Covina.
Good night.